Holy shit. My God. Is it even a live stream? Is it even a Dancing with Ghosts live stream if I'm like fucking on time? No, I don't think it is. It's not my style to... I like to self-sabotage. I like to provide, like I like to over-provide and under-deliver, or over-promise and under-deliver. That's my shit. Yeah, I was on the phone talking to a friend, and I knew I had this live stream. I knew that I had to make a thumbnail, and I still managed to just, as I'm looking at the time, you know, I decided to do a live stream. Well, I knew I was going to do one today, but I was going to do it, and I posted about it because me and my mom went out to dinner today because my birthday's on Monday, so we were celebrating it today. And I don't do fucking celebrations or anything. I think that's a little, especially at my age, it's like, do I really want to have a fucking birthday party and make it all about me when I'm turning, you know, fucking 36? It's like, no, I don't. So, yeah, anyway, I got a late start to everything. So anyway, I'm here now, so enjoy that, bitches. Hope everyone's doing good. Thank you for the birthday wish there, Chicago. Kiara Strings, I don't celebrate my birthday at all. I mean, I expect nothing different from you. You seem like someone who likes to buck the conventions. I signed into the chat on here on OBS, but it's on a different name. Anyway, that means nothing to anybody except me right now. Okay. Already lost in the sauce, and we just started. Yeah. All right. So anyway, Angry Video Game Nerd, as we all know, has put out a new video a couple days ago, and I am... Shut up, idiot. I'm not... Before anyone gets all whatever, like, I know it wasn't a bad episode, okay? It was not my horse prince or whatever. It was It was nowhere near that bad, okay? Someone in my Discord said that the Cinemassacre Truth was saying that it was the Death Magnetic of AVGN episodes. If you don't know, Metallica put out an album called Death Magnetic, I want to say in 2008. Thanks again for the birthday wishes, everybody. I appreciate it. But no, Metallica had put out Saint Anger in, like, what, 2004? And, you know, everyone hates that album. It still sucks. It's an awful album. James is singing weird on it. Lars's fucking shit snare drum. No guitar solos because they were trying to be new rock. They were trying to be new metal. This hat must be perfect. My OCD. So it was critically panned, right? And then they started working with... Rick Rubin, and whatever you want to say about Rick Rubin, sometimes he puts out some gold, you know? So he's put out some classic albums. So he worked with Metallica, and then they put out Death Magnetic, which was a return to form. Even how the album was mixed, it sounded like their old mixing, to where it was just very high-end on the treble with the guitars. There wasn't, like, all the ass and, you know... low end that you find in a lot of like new metal albums. Very much sounded like their 80s stuff, but it still like wasn't, and it never could be, because that was a time and a place, and that's kind of a perfect comparison to this AVGN episode, because though it's been better than the stuff that he's put out this year, it's still not anywhere near as good as one of his old episodes were. And last time I talked about one of his episodes. I actually on live stream, we went and we watched some of the old ones just to make sure I wasn't crazy, you know. And yeah, the old ones still kind of held up. I was still laughing a lot, and I was not laughing in the new one. Hey, I'm walking here. I was just asked to do an impression of a New Yorker. Coffee. I'll give you a coffee blowjob. I don't know what that is. Anyway. Does your lip piercing ever get caught on your Rush tee? Yeah, dude, all the time. It sucks. It hurts so bad. But no, so the reason why I've taken these AVGN episodes to the live streaming is because they're not that special enough to get their own like highly edited episode on my main channel, because they're just not really worth talking about in that form, to where I'm doing editing, I'm inserting graphics, I'm doing this and that and the other. I feel like live stream works best for the new AVGN episodes, because it's like that's about as much effort as I want to put into it. Just watching it along with you guys, reading some comments, and yeah, that's kind of the beginning and end of it. Once I'm done streaming, that I'm done with the episode. I don't have to go back and edit anything, so that's what I've been doing this year. All the AVGNs, I've just been streaming them, and I don't know, who knows? This is kind of I don't know, is this a short episode? Isn't it like 20 minutes? It's about average length for one of his episodes, I think, these days. We'll probably watch some of his classic episodes after we finish this one, because I tend to do these for about 2 hours, although I started so fucking late, this one might be a little bit shorter. Then again, I don't have anywhere to be tonight, so maybe not. Tonight we're rocking a combination of beer, Michelob Ultra, beer, Diet Mountain Dew, and vape. So it's beer, Diet Mountain Dew, vape. There is no Squirt Zero anymore, so the squirting is to a minimum. So yeah, anyway, without further ado, to watch this one, I will say going in, just like my notes, it was interesting. Definitely liked the noir kind of style that he shot it in. However, I will say that towards the middle of the episode, I'm like, yeah, this is boring. Like, this is pretty fucking boring. This is beyond like, well, I don't know. Is it worse to be boring or bad? I think it's worse to be boring, because if it's bad, then you can kind of like laugh along, like you can laugh at it, and you can get entertainment value that way. But if it's boring, there's just nothing to say about it. That's like the SimCity review he did. It was like, yeah, this is basically an informative video at this point. The entertainment aspect is no more. It's just literally informative. So let me slap on my my hair is fucking ridiculous. Looks like shit. What is this doing? Where do you want to be? All right, whatever. I don't know what's going on. Time to slap on the headphones and listen to, what the fuck with the hair? All right, well, hopefully the headphones will remedy that. It looks fucking, nope, it's just gonna be like that. That bothers me. All right, bastard. All right, that works. Okay, cool. All right, you guys ready for some ExpressVPN? Yeah? No? Well, anyway. Oh yeah, did you like the poorly photoshopped thumbnail for this? Again, it was supposed to be poorly photoshopped. The meaning behind the art of my rushed Photoshop job was I didn't have time to do it properly. So I was like, if I'm not going to do it properly, I'm just going to make it look as bad as possible. So people can't be like, oh, that thumbnail sucks. You suck at Photoshop. Whatever. So it was supposed to suck. And yes, I am bottom feeding again. I'm grifting, I'm taking your money, and I love it. And it gives me a raging hard on. So yeah, anyway, I'm putting it off, but let's just bite the bullet here and do this shit.
With so many movies and TV series only available on streaming these days, it can be frustrating when a film you want to watch disappears from an app or is unavailable in your country.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Oh, I didn't even take the time to... All right, yeah, you gotta see me react, y'all. Jeez. God, why does James look like he's like 60 in this? Like, look at that kindly old man face, bro. Like, he looks so fucking old now. Is he shaving the sides of his head, too? Oh, like, where's his, like, the side, like, his hair on the sides of his head? That doesn't go when you start losing your hair. That's a mystery. So yeah, once again, we're breaking kind of the fourth wall here of the nerd character by him being out of character and doing an ad read at the top of the show. I hate that he does this. It totally takes me out every single time. You know, this is who James really is. He's not a angry person. He's a very even-keeled. In fact, he avoids conflict at all costs. If you've listened to his book, and then he starts playing this supposed angry character. I mean, I think at least in this one, he's not pretending to be angry. He's doing the whole noir. He's doing the whole noir thing. So anyway, here we go.
But with the help of ExpressVPN, you've got nothing to fear. ExpressVPN is the ultimate skeleton key that unlocks the vault to the streaming content typically hidden from your geolocation.
I still think it's funny that he lifted Pro Jared's now in the 90s stock music. Like he didn't even know that stock music was already being used by another big YouTuber.
Just like Disney Plus and Netflix hide content from you based on the country you're in, but with ExpressVPN, you can switch your location to another country like Australia, and the movies you've been trying to find will be revealed.
By the way, I don't know if I think I mentioned this last time I did one of these streams. Netflix has caught on to the fact that people are doing this, and the website will not load on a desktop, at least, if you have ExpressVPN on. You literally have to turn that shit off, and then Netflix will work. So I wish he would stop selling this as like the reason you should buy it, because that absolutely does not work on Netflix. The very thing he's telling you that it works, that this trick works on.
With over 100 countries worldwide to choose from, whether you're looking for horror classics like The Exorcist, only available in Japan,
yes,
or something
false
more
advertisement
contemporary like Cobweb from last year, only streaming in Romania, with ExpressVPN by your side, you'll always be able to find exactly what you're looking for. I've been using it for years and love it, and think you're gonna love it too. Find out how to get yourself an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN for free by going to expressvpn.com/cinemassacre or by clicking the link in my description below.
Yep, just starting.
When I came to, my head was...
Okay, he's got to be going with the fact that, like, he's just bald now. I mean, that's not even a hairline anymore. I mean, that's... I've pointed out before, but I mean, that's receded to, like, the top of his head. I mean, that's fine. Just, yeah, keep rolling with it, dude. I guess. I mean, everything else is just not great now, so fine. Have that be part of the character's lore and never acknowledge it. I like the style. I mean, the shooting style. I know it's just kind of black and white, but it's kind of that high contrast black and white that actually, you know, looks more like a noir film. Maybe a little bit too much contrast, but whatever.
Throbbing and my mouth tasted of stale booze and ashtrays.
That face.
My brain was fogged over and my memory was as blank as a Commodore 64 load screen. Somebody had put me under, and I had the feeling they had taken more than just my memories.
Chicago's already gotten some
The hat on the
faces.
floor matched my trench coat, but gave no answers. I couldn't recognize the face in the mirror, nor could I tell where I was.
James, we don't recognize that face in the mirror anymore either, my friend.
I seemed to be in some kind of video game library. There were random shit stains, a roll of toilet paper, an empty drink, and a game cartridge that was incinerated beyond recognition.
It's kind of interesting throwing back to his old, you know. It's almost like when I swear to God, Frankie isn't my hero, guys, but I know I bring him up a lot in Red Cow. However, it's almost like when Red Cow was theorizing like how the angle that the nerd should have taken, where he realizes that he's been in this basement the whole time, and like maybe like the cops like you know do a welfare check or something. They find this like balding nerd with all this shit all over the floor from his old episodes, like a dead rabbit and like you know anyway, this was kind of like what they were talking about. Like there would be all these like remnants from all the other stuff that he's done, and you know, and he's just this crazy old guy who thinks it's still like the 80s or whatever.
There was a pistol, which I identified as a Nintendo Zapper. It had been fired. Its warm touch could have only
George
come
Costanza
from the
hairline.
coldest of hearts. I thought
So
I could
true.
smell the faint scent of perfume from a dame, or perhaps it was some kind of nostalgic allure to something else. All I knew was it smelled of trouble, and it wasn't
cool
a dame
shot.
that did a number on me. It was a game, and I was going to find
It wasn't a dame that did a number on him. It was a game. Some writing right there.
out which one. I didn't recall ever playing Roger Rabbit before. It looked pretty swell, so I gave it a try. And then something dawned on me. I wasn't playing the game was playing me.
Hearing the angry video game nerd say it was pretty swell, even though I know he's trying to play like an old like 1920s detective or whatever, it just doesn't sound right at all.
The controls were as slippery as a fish in a bucket of grease, and my optimism went out the window faster than a bullet through a bag of piss. So I tried other games that, to my memory, I had never played before. Top Gun, Back to the Future, Dick Tracy, The Last Ninja, Goonies 2. The covers were designed to seduce you, to lure you in, only to break your heart. Was it possible people could have remembered playing these games as kids?
A sick part of me actually enjoyed playing Dick Tracy as a kid. I never knew what the fuck I was supposed to do, but it was kind of fun just driving around and entering random buildings and, you know, punching enemies and all that. Sometimes you'd get a gun. You died super easily. It wasn't a good game by any means, but I don't know. The music was good, and it was, you know, when you're a kid, you don't really know any better. So I kind of liked Dick Tracy. I've never seen the movie either, but apparently it sucked.
Thinking they were great, only to find that their memory wasn't fully intact?
Yeah, ancient GTA.
I
right?
realized that looking for a good game in this mess was as rare as finding a diamond in a back alley dumpster. I tell you, this game library was a plastic jungle full of electronic predators, and I was the prey. The shelves rose like buildings with colorful labels hiding the sins of the corrupt game corporations. Somebody ought to talk about these games, I thought. If only there was some kind of obsessed nerd who could spread the message of this filth. And then it hit me like a lead pipe. Who was I? Why was I wearing this getup? Did it offer any clue to the game genre I was playing? No, that would be silly. That would be like dressing up as Batman to play Batman game.
Yeah, sort of agree with the Z. God, James, shut up. Yeah, to a certain degree, it's kind of like, okay. All right, that's enough exposition. Let's get to like the whole reason that we're here.
Who does that? But it seemed all too familiar, like I was having deja vu. Wait. I investigated the NES shelf and realized something was missing under D, and it all came back to me.
Mike Matei's 10-inch dong.
That day, I was playing Deja Vu on NES. It was a crime-solving game that made me feel so much like a detective, I was practically sitting in my own private dick office. Sprawled across my desk were the pages of Nintendo Power. It returned me to my youth, but since we're already in a flashback here, let's just say it piqued my interest. I always remembered that image of the guy holding the photo of himself holding the photo. It begged the question, how did he take that photo? The title was memorable too. As a kid, it was my first time ever hearing the term deja vu.
Only James Rolfe would have cared about how he took the photo. Like, literally no one else would have thought that.
I didn't know what it meant. I assumed maybe it was some form of kung fu. Must be an action game, I thought. Until I realized it was a point-and-click adventure and dismissed it prematurely. But here again as an adult, I was back on the case. Deja Vu was first on the Macintosh computer in 1985, back when controlling a pointer on the screen with a mouse was a big deal. Appropriately enough, it was in black and white, like the 1940s detective films it was inspired by.
Yeah, see how like this old film he's referencing isn't nearly as saturated in contrast as his anyway. I'm nitpicking now.
The Maltese Falcon, Double Indemnity, The Big Sleep, but it went to color when it was ported to Commodore 64, Amiga, and so on. It was created by ICOM Simulations, who also made Uninvited and Shadowgate using the same engine and interface. Together they're known as the Mac Venture series, or is it like McVenture, like McDonald's? But Deja Vu has the distinction of being the only NES game to truly capture the spirit of those classic noir films. Sure, there were
noir films, isn't it noir? I'm pretty sure it's noir, not noir. No, God, James just his dialect, man. I don't, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know where it comes from, but I don't know. He needs to climb a mountain and fucking take some Hooked on Phonics or something. That's an ancient joke. What, are you not taking your Hooked on Phonics? That's like talk about take you back to the past. I used to say that shit in like first grade when I was a kid.
Or other detective games, but only Deja Vu had that dark, cynical vibe. Even though the blood was toned down if you compare it with the other computer versions, it was much more adult-themed than what you'd usually come across on the NES, as we'll soon see. It's also the only NES game I can think of where you start out in the shitter. Literally, the first screen is in a bathroom of a bar. Boy, that's one hell of a way to kick things off. Your character has no recollection of how he got there.
Yeah, you would be taking a shit too, because he's facing the stall with the toilet paper. So yeah, I mean, yeah, the character is like literally just like taking a shit. I agree, James. That is weird.
Or who he is. Then you find a dead body and realize you've been framed for murder. So the goal is to find out what happened and who's behind it all. And a clever thing here is that you're not just trying to obtain evidence, you also have to get rid of evidence that would implicate you. I have to give credit where credit is due. The text is very amusing. It's a man who appears to be lacking something, namely life.
Bro, how like hardcore does this sound like he's just reading off a piece of paper that was written for him and just to later be used to they have to later go and put the footage to match his script reading or whatever. He is doing some hardcore reading off a script right now, which I mean you would if you're doing something like this, but like when you read from a script, you try to not make it sound like you're reading from a script. All of my videos, except for like the tier ranking videos, I am reading from a script, but most people never can even tell because I am decent at it. I don't know. Fuck you.
Yeah, you think? Even simple things like if I examine the sink, it tells me it appears to be a sink. Gee, thanks. Or better yet, if you open the toilet lid, it says, you are relieved that you find nothing inside. Okay, that is funny. And one of my favorites.
No, it's not funny at all.
If you examine the fire escape, it tells you it's a fire escape. When there's a fire, you use it to escape. My chest.
He's gotten so elderly that he derives humor from the most not funny things. And it was like a very warm dad laugh too. Maybe it's endearing at this point. I don't know.
Heaved with a feeling more rare than a $3 bill in this town. A feeling called laughter. On the bar, wow. You find a shot glass, which they call seltzer. But when your character downs it, he reacts as if it's really harsh stuff. So clearly, it's meant to be booze. And as I contemplated that, I took a good hard swig of
water. Well, he says apple juice. Apple juice. I'm going through puberty. I'm sorry. I don't know. This looks like a pretty good cuck face. Yeah, that's an interesting face. Yeah.
Apple juice. But then you find gambling tables and slot machines in the back of some speakeasy. And it's the best way to earn more money. I mean, the only way. So the game encourages you to gamble. The music is great. It has that jazzy, mysterious vibe.
Why am I longing for discussion on commercials in the 90s? Because this episode of AVGN is boring as fuck, and everyone is probably bored right now watching it.
But the part that's ass is the controls.
Chicago, those
Of course, this is not a computer, and you have to move the pointer with the D-pad instead of a mouse, so it's kind of doomed from the start. It takes way too long to do simple tasks like going through a door. I mean, first you have to select open, then you drag the pointer to the door, click it, now it's open, and then you have to select move, drag the pointer over, and then click the door again. So basically, the simple act of going through a door is 4 actions. Not to mention, navigation is confusing, but they gave you these blue dots to help you out, which you can alternatively click on to move yourself around. I mean, I would explain how this works, but I really have no fucking idea. The verbiage can be confusing. If you try moving through a closed door, it says it can't be moved if it's not open. Wait, is move meant like to move something, or is it to move myself? Leave doesn't mean leave the room, it means to leave something, like leave a shit, because who actually takes a shit? But
Oh my
about the word
God,
take,
that fucking
if I see
joke.
medicine on the counter, does take the medicine mean to take it into my inventory or to take the medicine, to consume it? Actually, if you want to eat or use anything on yourself, you're supposed to take the item first, like gum, for instance, and then select use, and then select...
I saw someone say earlier in the chat that it's an official AVGN script because he just like gets hung up on the most mundane details of why do you say take a shit? You're leaving a shit. It's like, yeah, that is an authentic James script, I believe.
Self. Wait, hang on. That's gum, right? Not gun. Okay, that would be a big mistake. If I selected gun instead of gum, that would be a bad move. A BM, a real shitty move. But hey, let's see what happens. Oh my God. Good job. That's a great way to go out with a bang. So much for your dreams and aspirations. Blam.
Wow.
R.I.P. Ace Harding. Well, that's one way to find out your identity. From the beginning, the odds were against you. It was only a matter of time until you reached the end, your history. That's brilliant. That might be better than you and your friends are dead. Because not only are you dead, your whole life was a fail. So I got to an elevator and I couldn't figure out how to get it moving. Eventually I found out I had to hit the buttons. The same action you use to punch people. Imagine going into an elevator and...
Yeah, I think it was around this time in the video where I was just like, okay, this is boring. Like, and then I just like got on my phone and started just doing shit on my phone. Why the balloons? What did I do to make that happen? Never do that to me, OBS. As if it's some sentient being that can listen to what I say. Oh yeah, while I have the video paused, make sure you give the chat a like, guys. Give it a big old fucking fat like. Show us to more people or something, I don't know.
Punching the ever-loving fuck out of it. Next thing.
That's true, maybe it knows it's my birthday. That's a good point, I didn't think about that. The balloons were kind of hot.
He goes into a wine cellar, and to open a secret door, he has to punch the fucking wine. Who goes around punching wine bottles? It won't open! Gosh, how am I gonna get this fucking door to open?
Wasn't someone somewhere saying that they're like, oh, he punched a real wine bottle that's like hardcore or something, and it's like clearly that's one of those like one of those fake dummy bottles made out of sugar or whatever, that he added the glass shattering sound in post. I've said it before, I'll say it again, those fake breakable bottles are so fucking expensive, by the way.
Then you meet a dame in an alley and she says she has a surprise for you in her purse. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I guess you can't take the chance, so... Really? Is this what I'm supposed to do? Sako! She's out like a light and her purse drops to the ground. I couldn't believe my eyes. Was this some kind of rude joke? It looks like you hit her pretty hard. She's out cold, and then you take her money. Of all the dirty, crooked things you could do.
That was pretty fucked up for an NES game, I'm not gonna lie. Like, holy shit.
In an NES game, this one takes the cake. Next thing, you walk into Pete's All Night Gun Palace. Wow, you buy a gun using gambling money. Could you imagine kids playing this? I mean, not to mention, the gun is only $20. $20! But anyway, the thing that sucks here is that you have to buy each bullet individually. You think they could have come up with a less tedious way to do this? If you walked into a store, wouldn't you buy all your items as one transaction?
Why do you keep comparing shit that happens in video games like as if everything is supposed to make sense exactly how it does in the real world? It's a fucking video game. Would you go into a normal gun store and buy each individual bullet? Of course not. So why are you doing it here? Because it's a fucking video game and it's not supposed to be realistic, James. He does that so much now.
Who the fuck does it this way? Then you still have to load the gun, and by the game's terminology, that means using the bullet on the gun. So you select use, and then page through the inventory, find the bullets, click it, and then page all the way back over to the gun, click it, and there you go. You've loaded one bullet. You're probably asking, oh, wait now, did you really have to do that 6 times? You better believe it. 6 times.
You better believe it. Yeah. This is the kind of shit you gotta do when you're playing the retro NES games.
6 times! I think that's the main problem with this game. Everything takes too long. A mugger with a gun approached me. My first thought was to try and shoot him, but you have to go through the usual hoops and hurdles to select the gun and use it on the guy. But oops, he shoots you first. What did you expect? You thought he was just gonna stand there and wait? It reminds me of that new Star Wars Special Ultra Edition, the one where Han is too slow.
Yes, I bet you have.
Okay, so far this episode has gotten 3 chortles out of me, which is just below a laugh.
So clearly, using the gun on the mugger ain't a good idea. So what's the real solution? Take a guess. Punch him. Of course! This guy is like the master of the fist. All you do is go around punching people. You arrive at a house and the butler doesn't let you in, you just punch him in the fucking face. Punching is always the solution. At a certain point, you start punching people just for fun to see whatever hilarious text comes up. And just when you thought you could punch your way out of every problem, the game pulls cheap shots like this. I fell into a construction pit.
Bro, this shit is so boring. Oh my god. Like, it's not even like bad per se, but Jesus, is it ever something boring.
In fact, the computer versions show blood, which makes the animal cruelty feel so much more shameful. I mean, what was I thinking going into the sewers? Everybody knows there's alligators down there.
What was I thinking?
There's many times when you have to ride a cab. It's the only way to reach certain spots where you have to find items and clues before returning to where you were. But here's the problem. If you don't have money for a round trip and you forget to check ahead of time, you could get stranded. At least I thought. Imagine my dismay when I rode the cab, paid the driver, explored the property, and then realized I didn't have the money to get back.
He should reissue for the 20th anniversary of the 10th anniversary of the AVGN movie. It should be the Angry Video Game Nerd movie, and then the subtext is, what was I thinking? With a cuck face on the cover. That needs to be the subtext of the AVGN reissue for his movie. What was I thinking? Filming in Los Angeles, hiring only union workers, getting permits for everything. What a shitload of fuck. I spent all your money on bullshit. I didn't realize that if it was before the new year, then I have to pay taxes on all the donations. What was I thinking?
First instinct was to try punching the driver, but for once, it didn't work because of the glass. Using my gun didn't help either because the glass is bulletproof and I got sent to jail. I tried running from the cab, but he called the cops and again, I was sent to jail. It seemed I desperately needed to find some money, but I was stranded at a location where there was no money to be found. I felt trapped like a rat. My world narrowed down like a cage closing in on me. How was I to get out of this mess?
Yeah, that's great. I don't know if any of you guys have read the AVGN book where he talks about like making his movie or whatever, but he hires this fucking hapless assistant who is just like openly aggressive to everybody on set and just fucks up in every step of the way. And James is like afraid of this guy apparently, because not only is he not naming the dude, he's also like, and you know, I harbor no resentment to this guy whatsoever. In fact, I'm sure he learned a lot of lessons from being on the set and making all the mistakes that he made. But I have no hard feelings towards him, even though he literally didn't do anything that we paid him to do and almost punched a guy on my set. He would not name the guy in the book, and I'm like dying to know. It's gotta be a celebrity, like a minor celebrity that like was a fan of his show, who's like, dude, you gotta like let me work on your set, man. And James is like, yeah, this is gonna be great. And then the guy just is a complete like drunk asshole or drug addict or whatever. And he knows, James knew if he put him in the book by name that he'd probably sue the shit out of him.
Mean. So I decided to punch him. What else? But he socked me, laid me out, and next thing, I was waking up with a full headache and empty pockets. All my money was taken. Everything I had worked for was pulled like a rug from under me.
Macaulay Culkin.
What a rotten move. I had never seen a game do something so wretched and cruel. Have you ever played a game where you had to collect items or power-ups for what seemed like hours? Well, farming items is one thing, but imagine if out of nowhere the game throws a monkey wrench at you and says, hey, you know what? It's all gone.
Macaulay Culkin's a fucking weirdo, dude. Like, I get weird vibes from that guy and his, like, bunny ear podcast or whatever it was. Which is why I think he was making the rounds on like Red Letter Media and AVGN to promote like I don't know what, his podcast or something. I don't know. I've just heard him in interviews and he just seems kind of weird to me. But I mean, considering the circumstances, look at fucking Corey Feldman. At least Macaulay Culkin never started a fucking band, so good on him. I've helped a lot of girls. I know a lot of people in Hollywood.
Later, I finally had what I would consider enough money. So after that whole debacle, I rode another cab and found my way to a doctor's office where I raided a whole shelf of drugs. This is unlike any other NES game where you might find a pill or a first aid kit, something like that. Here, it's an entire medicine cabinet, and it tells you the names of the specific drugs. The idea is to ingest them to restore your memory and reveal more parts of the story. In fact, this is the big moment where Ace remembers who he is. Can you think of any other game where the whole mission culminates in swallowing a bunch of unprescribed medication?
Oh, yeah. Didn't they dress up like Macaulay Culkin's band? Didn't they dress up like slices of pizza and they only did songs about pizza? I mean, you know, at least then you can say like, yeah, Macaulay Culkin's in on the joke and he realizes it's stupid as shit. Feldman is not in on the joke. He takes his shit very seriously.
Gambling, buying guns with gambling money.
I'm not even bothering to pause the episode anymore. I'm just lowering the volume when I want to talk over it because, like, who gives a shit at this point? Like, how boring of an episode is this?
Calling her that. It's the game's narration. Oh, man. As I got closer to wrapping up this case, I couldn't help but dwell on how complicated the items are. If you examined a diary, you may have assumed that you had read it, but then you realize all you had done was look at the cover. To read it, you have to open it. It's like game logic trying to apply to real logic while you're trying to think of it as a fucking video game. At one point, I stole somebody's mail.
Don't try to act mad, James.
Stop trying to act mad. Out of the goddamn mailbox. Of course, you can't just examine the envelope. You have to take the envelope, then open it, then take the letter inside, and then you still have to examine the letter. Even items you've taken already sometimes have more items inside them, like a wallet. You can't use the card that's in your wallet unless you open the wallet, take the card, and then use the card. It's as if the game doesn't consider you have that card unless it's out of your wallet. That's like saying if you go into a store and you have a credit card with you, you don't really have that credit card because it's inside your wallet. I mean, maybe...
Here he goes again, trying to draw realistic comparisons to... It's a video game, dude. Like, stop doing that shtick. It's like a new thing. I think it's a new thing for him. It's probably not. But he probably had better Oh, thanks for a super chat, bro. Appreciate it. Super Anthony, $10. Happy birthday. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you doing that. Yeah, this whole, like, shtick where he's like, that's like if you went into a real store. I mean, well, what about jumping? The jumping mechanic in most games, like platformers or whatever. Like... What, so, like, you know, like, in real life, that would be like jumping on someone's head to kill them. What's that all about? And it's like, yeah, it's just a game, you know, you're not supposed to really think that deeply into it, you know. Mario's kind of been a pretty popular thing for a while now. I don't think anyone's, like, hyper questioning every bit of, the physics don't make sense and the gameplay doesn't make sense. It's like, anyway, it's like he's trying to have some material, something to say about this game that's of interest, and it's just pedantic at this point. Yeah, pedantic. I'm proud of that word. Yeah.
Maybe they overthought this just a little. As your inventory grows, it becomes even more tedious to page through it all. I mean, look at this. Look at how long this takes. How is he holding all this shit anyway? This detective is walking around trying to be inconspicuous, but his trench coat is packed to shit with everything but the kitchen sink.
That's literally a joke like a kid would make. Like, how's he even trying to be secretive and he's a detective and he's got carrying around all this stuff? James has done several RPGs at this point. He's talked about Final Fantasy 3, right? Or 6 or whatever. He's talked about Earthbound. In either one of those episodes, did he ever talk about how are the characters carrying all this stuff? How are they able to fight these monsters if they've got all these items that they're carrying? It's like, he is really going for, he is really wanting this to be as realistic as possible. And it's like, bro, it's a video game. I hate to be the one to tell you.
He strolls into a bedroom where there's a sleeping woman, which is creepy as fuck. He opens her drawer and just starts taking shit. I mean, this guy's more curious than a cat. Pen? Glasses? Why does he have to take everything he sees? A tissue? Really now, a tissue? What do I need that for? The text says, you know how to use them, don't you? You just put one to your nose and blow. Well, thanks. This guy is the ultimate hoarder.
Thanks.
He has so much random shit, but you want to make sure to take everything because you don't know what you're going to need later. Oh yeah, trust me, if you
Birthday, the day your suffering began. That's so ominous.
Get something and have to go back, that's the worst. It turns out, you really don't need that much. In fact, before the game's over, you have to get rid of all that incriminating evidence. So you spent all that time getting that stuff just to throw it away. And of all the ways you'd think to dispose of it, you have to use a storm drain. Yeah, all the guns, the ammo case, everything goes down that fucking storm drain. You're throwing away yarn, condoms, LJN Rollin' Rockers, a sailboat, and then the clown from It comes up. So now that you have the correct inventory, you head to the police station. As long as you have the proper evidence, the text explains how there was a trial and the real murderers were brought to justice.
Holy shit, I was just literally on my phone just now. Like I wasn't even thinking about it. I just literally started like checking things on my phone. Like that's exactly what I did halfway into this video when I first started watching. I just started doing it now. I'm even live streaming and I'm like looking at my that's how fucking boring this episode is. God damn.
You're congratulated for a job well done, and then you get a cool epilogue with a nice graphic showing your character, Ace Harding, for the first time. It's quite a satisfying ending, far better than average for NES. I started to feel woozy, like the world was spinning. Was it the drink? No. I realized it was the feeling of blind nostalgia. Even though the game had shitty aspects, it had some redeeming traits and was rather captivating.
It had some redeeming traits and was rather captivating.
Couldn't help but fall under that good old NES spell. I stumbled back into my nerd lair as my senses began to fail me, my brain shrouded in that same
I'm trying to get a good freeze frame here.
Childhood fog. I grabbed my zapper.
Hold on.
I took it. So now that you have the correct
I want to get a good freeze frame there on the couch. I feel like there's one.
NES spell.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good freeze frame. Let's see if I can
stumble.
Oh, that's even better. It's more in focus. Oh yeah. Shitty games make me come.
Back into my nerd lair.
This is more fun than watching the actual episode.
As my senses began to fail me, my brain shrouded in that same childhood fog. I grabbed my zapper. I took aim, remembering all the heartaches the game.
This is more fun than watching the episode. Like just taking freeze frames of all the dude. Every face he makes nowadays, now he's gotten older. It just gets, I don't know, weird. I know age comes for us all. It's gonna come for me. One of these has got to be an authentic James O face, I would think, at this point.
Had brought me. I could hear it telling me how it had no choice. It did what it needed to do. I could have given this baby a fair judgment. I could have said, hey, it wasn't that bad. But since this is a nerd episode, somebody had to take the fall, and it wasn't going to be me.
There's another one. I mean, I don't know. Is this a nerd episode? You started off with the whole ExpressVPN thing, which kind of completely took me out of it. But I mean, I guess that's how he starts nerd episodes now. So, man, that's a masterpiece right there. Someone needs to make like a portrait of that.
So long, sweetheart. So that's how it all went down, and as I sit now amongst all my games, I know the next case is just around the corner. The nerd is always on the hunt for the next item, the stuff that shit is made of.
Brought to you by ExpressVPN. Well, that was that. Who's Sean O'Rourke? Edited it. A new slob. Or maybe he was there last time. I'm not paying attention to any of this shit. Yeah, that was that episode. Boring as fuck. It surprises me the amount of people who are like, nah, bro, it's a return to form. It was actually pretty good. No, you just saw it with me. That shit was boring. Yeah. No, I truly believe this script was written by James Rolfe. I mean, it has a lot of his hallmark shit that he said in there. A lot of his like his observations of mundane details that are not that interesting. His overuse of comparing things that happen in the real world to things that happen in the game, and how you wouldn't go into if you're trying to open a door, you wouldn't punch a bottle of wine. And it's just like, yeah, no shit, dude. It's like, you talked about fucking Castlevania 2 as one of your first videos, and you had to like do that thing where you knelt down and the tornado came out of nowhere and all that. And that would be like in real life. If I need to get to the next place, do I kneel down by a mountain and then a tornado comes out of the sky? It's like, no, he didn't say that because he knew it was a video game. It was a very like what the fuck kind of moment, because it's like, who would have known to do that? But I think he was more or less complaining about that and less of like, this isn't realistic. Well, it's not really supposed to be. All right, so I'm gonna throw in another AVGN episode, and I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but I will tell you it's one that I actually like. Mainly because just the source material is so fucking bizarre that I feel like this is one of the episodes that kind of like writes itself. And it's a classic one. So we start sized up right. Oh, sweet! It's in 4:3 aspect ratio, so I can make it bigger without it running into my head. All right, here we go.
You're going to jail for what you did to me.
What'd he do to you?
He wanted me.
Oh shit! Hold on. I have to make it to where I can hear it too. All right.
Strip for him to get a job.
You're disgusting.
Hey, you even get the old theme song.
He's gonna take you back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass. He'd rather have a buffalo take a diarrhea dump in his ear. He'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a roadkill skunk and down it with beer.
Oh, don't worry. All my live streams get demonetized anyway. I just do this for fun. Quite frankly, I don't care if it gets demonetized at this point. I mean, I'll try to avoid blatant shit. Like if it's like if we're watching like commercials and it's like a actual like song that I know, then I'll mute it. But yeah, I don't know if Kyle Justin doesn't. I wouldn't surprise me if Kyle Justin did not own the rights to this song and Screenwave owned the rights to it. So if anybody demonetizes it, I have a feeling it's going to be Screenwave, but I don't care at this point.
Angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Atari Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd.
I don't know if it's nostalgia talking, but I miss those old shitty title cards that Mike Matei would do. I mean, I don't know. There's so much about like classic AVGN that I miss, the theme song being one of them. And I mean, we're in 2024 now. It has officially been 10 years since I've been watching James. I first found him in 2014. So I think at this point, the nostalgia is talking for a lot of this. But man, I swear, the old episodes were funnier. They were. They have to be. I can't be that nostalgia, goggles going on here.
I remember in the early 90s seeing commercials for the 3DO. It was advertised as the most advanced game system, and it forced itself right into your face. Like, if you don't get this thing, you're gonna get left in the dust. It even went out of its way to insult Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, saying that those are just baby toys. Well, everybody I knew had those baby toys, and nobody
So I think what got me here at this part is like he's talking about a system that I had no idea about. So like I'm engaged from a, well, what the fuck is that standpoint? And that's kind of one aspect that I feel like you can't really bring back is now we all know about all this stuff because everyone's made a YouTube channel about retro gaming and everyone's explained these things. But at the time, back in 2014, fucking 10 years ago, I didn't know. I only knew about the main consoles. So a lot of this shit, it had the newness factor on its side, which it certainly doesn't have now.
Pete, nobody I have ever met.
Oh, I got a question here. Dance with Ghost, do you think it's possible that modern AVGN is just one massive 10-inch joke and the real James will emerge from behind the couch eventually like Jesus? I don't think he has enough space in his garage to pull his couch out enough for him to fit behind it, so no.
Owned a 3DO, probably because its price in the US was $700. I mean, fuck. But you better buy it because this is the real gaming console. That was its slogan, real, because it's a real piece of shit. This new interactive CD-ROM technology, it sort of blurred the line between games and movies. Was this the new future of gaming? Nobody knew, and nobody wanted to be the guinea pig. Usually you get the chance to play the new hot gaming console over a...
Yeah, that's true. Nobody knew, and nobody wanted to be the guinea pig, and I think this thing was expensive as fuck, so I mean... Buying those obscure consoles that nobody had any information about, and it's not like there was internet where you could like look it up. You just had to stumble upon like a gaming magazine wherever you happen to be, and even then, like you didn't get a whole lot of information. It was so fucking different back then, man.
Friend's house, but nobody had it, so the 3DO came and went, and now it's just a curious piece of history. There were many different models. This right here is the FZ1 made by Panasonic. It only has one controller input. Wow. Now that's what you call an advanced system, isn't it? Instead of two controller inputs, let's just have one. Let's make it so you have to plug the
See, this was so fucking stupid, like the design of this console. And again, I had never seen any of this, so I'm like, wow, I'm like learning something new about video game history, and being entertained at the same time. Again, I think newness was on its side. On the AVGN side back during these times.
Second controller into the first controller and just daisy chain them together. What were they fucking thinking? Then there's the FZ10, which is a top loader. Still, there's only one input. And the last one I have is the Gold Star.
Damn.
How many inputs? Just one. You think if they made so many versions of the same game system, they'd eventually add another controller port. The games are obviously on CDs, which come in jewel cases, but the jewel cases come in these rectangular...
He's got that unexplainable kind of New Jersey like swagger to him in these old episodes. Not only in his accent, which he has gone on to very much lose nowadays from so many curating voices over the years. He lost that white trash Jersey accent that he kind of had, but he also, what the fuck's up with this fucking thing? It's a piece of shit. What a shitload of fuck. He like has none of that now. It's like just total dad vibes, which is a really good Limp Bizkit song, by the way.
Boxes. This makes it hard to fit on your shelf. What a waste of space. These are the most oversized game boxes I've ever seen. They're even bigger than the Neo Geo boxes. And Neo Geo games are huge cartridges, so they have a perfect reason to make a big box to hold a big game. But
I want a girlfriend with a long box.
These are just CDs. It's completely unnecessary. Now, to be fair, there are some good games on the 3DO, including the...
I know he's from the East Coast, and I know he was interviewed by Opie and Anthony because I made a whole video on him being on the Opie and Anthony show.
definitive home port of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Bro, after I came out of my mom's vagina, she did have a long box after that. I was like 10 or 11 pounds when I was born.
A lot of the more gimmicky games show off the CD technology and are more like watching a movie than playing a game at all. Some of them are pretty impressive for its time, like Wing Commander 3, which features big-name actors like Malcolm McDowell and Mark Hamill. I searched high and low to find the worst possible 3DO game in this category, and I believe I've found it. It's called Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. Judging from the box, I don't even know what to think of it. An interactive romantic comedy. A plumber, a daddy's girl, chickens, crazed yuppies, evil bosses, shower scenes, race cars, pandas, a nun? What kind of game?
Okay, I know age comes for us all, but goddamn, he looks like a completely different person. Like, if I only knew James Rolfe of today and had no reference for what he used to look like, if you showed me this, I'm like, what's that? What is like his little brother or something? Or is that like a different, I don't know. Like, that's a very established hairline. His face looks less creepy in general. I mean, this is kind of a weird freeze frame, but we, on my 15,000 subscriber anniversary, we went through my old videos, and some of them were like 8 years old. I pretty much look the same. I'm not saying that I'm not going to age, but I've aged pretty fucking good compared to old James Rolfe over here.
What is this? Oh, what's this? Get it? No! I don't get it!
No!
Hi, my name's Jane. We hardly know each other, but that's about to change.
This is interesting.
Put your big, muscular arm around me and whisper sweet things in my
All right. Who would smash?
ear, and I promise to do whatever your little heart desires.
Wow.
Now listen up, the rules of the game are real simple. You see, I meet this guy in a parking lot. Now you are supposed to identify with this guy.
So she talks for 3 minutes as the camera zooms in on her breasts. Then the title screen pops up. You can't be
Super Anthony, I'm just starting to think at this point you're a contrarian.
serious. It looks like a kindergarten student did this in Microsoft Paint. And listen to the stock music.
Yeah, that's fucking awful, dude. By the time this game came out, there were so many like industry standard examples of like what good games were. But I think the whole like, I will say that Americans in general were very much seduced by CD-ROM technology when it came to computers in the mid to early 90s. It just seemed like the next evolution in everything, and if it was on a CD, it just automatically seemed like it somehow must be a more premium product than a cartridge. And we would later find out that that was very much not a true statement.
Has to be the worst title screen I've ever seen. Then come the credits. Race cars? Why is the color a negative? And then it goes into sort of a mosaic. Looks like a bad quality picture off the web. Then it goes to like a vertical letterbox. The titles are so bland. There's no drop shadow to separate them from the background, and the colors are picked at random.
Seriously, dude, this is like raping my eyes. It's so fucking hideous to look at. And yes, why did they make those? Literally, like, this game writes itself, like much like a Rex Viper concert, which will be my next official video to come out. By the way, I've watched it and I have the script's pretty much done. I just have to shoot it and edit it.
Like a child selecting random pieces of chalk on a sidewalk. And it just goes on and on. Why are we watching still images of race cars? Why all the wacky filters? Why does it keep showing a naked guy lying in bed? Why is there a panda in a car on the bed? Why'd they leave so much extra space when they cut out the panda from whatever background it originally belonged to?
Seriously,
why
it's
is the
so
perspective butchered so badly? It doesn't even look like it's really there. But then why would it be there anyway? Now why is it just a head of a panda? Why would there ever be a floating head of a panda next to someone's bed? We haven't even gotten through the credits yet, and this game is already a pile of monkey fuck. Okay. What's this? What's going on?
So stupid.
Okay, so the credits are finally over, and now we get a...
Bro, whose body fucking looks like that? Like it's like 0% body fat. Like, I mean, I know they picked the hottest chick with the fake tits, so now they have to have like the perfect dude, bro. But it's like, you have to like deprive yourself of water for like 3 days, and like fucking, I don't know. Anyway, I'm jealous. Okay, I'm jealous. I wish I looked like that. All right, I'm jealous. All right, I said it.
slideshow.
It's your mother. Now get your ass out of bed. I know you're there, John. John? I said get up, John.
Get out of bed, John. Get out of bed. Yeah, great concept. Every game should begin with 2 minutes of some guy's mom trying to get him out of bed.
Stop smart-mouthing with me, young man. Why is it I haven't seen you with any woman? Why is that, John? Don't you like women anymore? John, are you gay?
What?
Cut the
That was a perfect reaction to that. Like, he just wouldn't react that way nowadays. Like, he would make a whole I would love to see him redo these games and like write a new script, like, you know, because he hasn't played the game ever since this review. So like make a new script and just see how much different he reacts to this shit. But like, anyway.
And listen to me. It's time you got married. You need children. I need grandchildren. I need my only child to bear fruit. And in my lifetime, don't you love your mother?
This is not a game.
Well, don't say whiteface, because then Chicago's going to start using all of his gamer words that he knows.
This is like watching a movie. Or no, it isn't. A movie is something that moves. This doesn't move. It's a bunch of still images. If the beginning was actual video, why couldn't the rest be? Oh, thank God that's over. Now maybe we get to play the game.
Where are you, Jane?
You called me, Daddy. Don't you know where I'm at?
What? There's more of this shit?
Why the hell aren't you married yet, Jane? In that last scene, that bitch of a mother told her son to have kids.
And keep in mind, you're seeing the abridged version. I've been sitting here nearly 10 minutes so far.
Christ's sake, girl, how long does it take these days? You ain't that busy. Now, damn it, Jane, you get on the stick and make some babies for your poor old father.
So there's our
Get on the stick and make some babies for your poor old father. Jesus Christ.
story. John and Kate are both pressured by each of their parents to find a significant other. Then we get a montage set to rockabilly music.
That cat's face says it all.
Apparently, both Jane and John, these two unrelated characters, are taking showers at the same exact moment. There's a code to remove the censor bars, or censor face with the nose, but that's only if you really want to see John's hairy ass that much. They drag these scenes on as long as possible. Why is any of this necessary? Do we need to see their whole daily routine? Changing clothes, lifting weights, playing with cats, trying on more clothes, playing air guitar?
I mean, this is basically the beginning to American Psycho, like quality-wise, and the whole the movie starts out with Christian Bale. I don't know, same thing to me. I don't see a difference. He's playing rock guitar with the plunger. And gang's all here as far as I'm concerned.
Car with a plunger? Oh, so is he a plumber? Well, the game's called Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, so I guess it makes sense. He's a plumber, and I don't see him wearing a tie. What the fuck?
God.
You can't even trust the damn title! And it keeps on going. We see everything. He gets on a motorcycle, she gets in a car, she's putting on lipstick, he drops his mail in the mailbox. Come on, why is that important? Then finally, Jane and John meet in a
Thank you for the compliment on the rush.
It's 8 o'clock and I'm seeing a 10. What I wouldn't give to do her plumbing.
Yeah, okay. What the fuck?
We know she'd like to meet him. She knows she'd like to meet him.
Dude, this guy is such a fucking... I remember scenes with this dude in this game, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, why is that creepy fucking pervert? It just ran... Anyway, this game is a fucking disaster.
But does John know she'd like to meet him?
I know, honestly, I love this character too. I really do. He's kind of like the best part of this game, if you want to call it that.
And now we get a narrator? After 15 minutes of this crap, all of a sudden we need a narrator to start explaining it?
It's up to you, sport.
Then finally we get a choice of what happens next.
So, who do you want to make the first move? If you want John to do it.
Why does that sound like some modern day YouTuber talking in a weird voice into a really shitty microphone?
Hit A now.
This is the first time there's any interactivity with this game whatsoever, but it's just as much
You're right. I hate him because he's right. You're right. You called me out.
interactive as playing with the menus on a DVD. There's games like Night Trap and Dragon's Lair, which are like movies, and there's not a lot of actual gameplay.
All right, Chung King, you just said something that fascinated me. You said I was an extra on AVGN movie set, but I don't remember that asshole assistant. You can't just say a statement like that and just leave that hanging out there. I'm gonna need like a lot more elaboration on what your experience was with that, because that could actually be an entertaining read. Even if you're lying right now, just like at least make up an entertaining lie, because I would totally read that.
But this piece of shit is way, way below that. This isn't even in the same category as those kind of games. It's the bare minimum of what you can actually call a game.
Do girls actually like guys who are really aggressive? I don't think so.
But what makes it even worse is the control. Yeah, you might be wondering, how the fuck could the control be bad on something like this? Well, what happens, the highlighter gets stuck. At first, I thought my D-pad was
Yeah, I agree. I think the new Dancing with Ghosts video should be in this slideshow style. I think it's very lo-fi indie. I think all the Midwest indie kids would I would gain their respect if I did the video like that.
broken. But no, what it is, you have to wait for the narration to finish.
John throws caution to the wind and pursues Jane. Be careful!
Be careful! Why is it love you long time girl doing the narration on here now? Oh great, now someone's gonna clip this and be like, racist!
Fucking time you move, you have to hear the same thing before you can use the D-pad again.
Do girls actually like guys who are really aggressive? I don't think so.
What the fuck?
Have John wait later on.
Why did that same modern day YouTuber, he's reading this, but then he puts on that Asian voice and I don't think so. Okay, so Chunking Express says, not lying, LOL. I'm in the trailer during the arcade scene. I was also one of the zombies in the carnival scene. They shot in Koreatown in LA where I lived. They just wasted that location. Man, like, what was it like working with James Rolfe? Since you're an extra, I think I read in the book that they kind of quarantined the extras away from the primary actors or whatever they're called, the principal actors. So you might not have even got to meet them, but yeah, man, give us some fucking info. This is a hot scoop that we're getting right now.
So Jane rejects John and goes to a job interview. Gotta love the elevator music. So then we get a choice.
Okay, anytime somebody compliments me, I have to stop the whole fucking video to read it out loud. Enjoyed your new song and music video, Josh. Definitely put some serious time and editing skills into it. Nice job, brother. Kinda miss music videos that actually have interesting plots like yours. Well, thanks, man. Flashbite X, I appreciate it. And if you want, and if you happen to be a female, I can contact the Fell Dog. He's helped a lot of girls. He knows a lot of people in Hollywood.
Either she gets the job, she doesn't get the job, or the boss becomes a pervert.
This game wasn't my proudest
must
fap.
be 18 or over to take a look at this decision.
You gotta be 18? On the box, it says 17. This was before the rating system. But what kind of fucked up rating is this? The box says 17, but for this one part, you gotta be 18.
You know, perhaps something can be worked out.
Okay, I'll say the sleazy boss is my second favorite character in this game. I love this guy.
Out after all. Take your clothes off, Jane.
Oh shit.
So stupid.
You know, we get at least 200 qualified applicants for every position here. It's those people who do that little extra thing. They're the ones who get ahead.
Oh, what a bad joke. It doesn't even have any relevance now.
That's an awesome
He just told her
joke.
to take off her clothes. He might as well say straight out, suck my cock.
Take your damn clothes off!
God.
What a pervert. And what's with all the filters?
Oh, dude, look at that guy's blowjob mouth. I love it. I'd like to do cock push-ups into that mouth. That's hot. Andrew Tate boss. That's literally how Corey Feldman recruits band members, by the way.
Now see how your sick curiosity led Jane into this mess?
Time for another decision. Either she refuses to take off her clothes or she accepts. Now, wait a minute. The first decision says our heroine declines
Chicago to his girlfriend with hidden camera in closet for the Discord. Take your damn clothes off!
the disgusting proposal. But in the image, she seems to be taking off her clothes while running away, but still. It doesn't make any sense. Did they swap the images by accident? So let's go with the more interesting choice. Damn! She just happened to have a whip and handcuffs? Wow, I had no idea she'd actually do it.
Oh, yeah, that's hot. Yeah, that'll probably get me demonetized right there, honestly.
What kind of fucked up game is this?
That's a perfect reaction.
What's with the crazy filters?
Oh, now you've done it. You've really done it. How could you make Jane into such a perverted young thing? I've guided a lot of people through this story, but I've never seen such a disgusting series of plot choices in my life.
A fucking chicken mask. An upside down fucking chicken mask.
I don't know. Is this art at this point? I think this is like really like some avant-garde shit. Jesus, that's an early cuck face right there. That's a good O face. That's how James's kids were born right there. I'll tell you that much. But no, I think this is this is the exact kind of game that if you went to a hipster bar would just be auto playing on one of their CRT TVs.
So anyway, Mr. Chickenhead scolds you for your bad decision and tells you that you have one last chance. So let's pick the other one and see what happens. So she strips down to a bra and skirt for no apparent reason. The boss grabs her leg, she kicks him in the face and runs for the door.
Ow.
Or no, she doesn't run, she just stands there. The boss grabs a pen and comes after her like a deranged psychopath. And there's Jane just standing there. She even has time to go into the men's room.
Bro, these are literally, I know I'm pointing out the obvious here. These are literally just stills taken by like a camera and just put into some slideshow program with music added behind it. With like the only programming being the cursor on the screen where you can do the choose your own adventure thing. This is literally like, this couldn't have cost hardly any money to produce. Like box art probably cost more money to make than or the production or whatever of this game probably costs more than the actual game itself.
The boss goes into the women's room, and next thing they're both out in the hall. I don't know. I don't even understand this. Now they're outside, and she has her clothes back on. I guess it was a public parking lot, and they couldn't just have a girl running around in a bra and skirt. I don't know. Maybe the actress didn't want to do it, but for whatever reason, it doesn't follow any continuity. Then John sees
continuity. That's another one of James's words. Continuity.
What's happening. Now, what was he doing in the parking lot the whole time? Just sitting on his motorcycle? So he comes running, and I guess he's gonna save her. Oh no, it's time for the narrator.
Well, sport, you think
That's another good blowjob mouth. I got a thing for this old guy.
you can handle this choice without getting the lowest score in the history of this game?
What, there's somebody else who played this shit?
Who the hell are you?
I'm taking over this story.
Who's this?
Over my dead body?
Take that!
I wonder how this would have all played out if it was actually moving.
I'm taking it over. Finally got rid of that obnoxious character.
All right, who would smash?
And that horrible music.
No kidding. At least the game's self-aware.
I'm what's known as a takeover artist, wanted in 30 states for hijacking fiction.
So she's taking over as the narrator. Why is this necessary? Do we not have enough narrators? On the selection screens, we have at least 2 different voices talking to us. And then on top of that, there's this goofball, and now a fucking karate chick. So now she's looking at the past choices we made, just so she can scold us and we have to hear the same shit.
That guy gets to have her naked foot on him.
Shit all over again.
These are the most disgusting series of plot choices I have ever seen.
Yeah, I get it.
You deserve every minus point you have gotten, and even more.
I get it.
I don't believe it. How could you make such choices?
Enough already.
Were you raised in a barn?
Could they possibly drag this out any longer?
Help me, help!
Run, Jane, run!
What? Her shirt's back off again? Okay, so the parking lot was obviously not a problem, because now she's in an even more populated area. Oh, here comes the banana peel. Classic. The longer this goes, the more you wish that it was full motion video. I mean, that's what this kind of game is classified as. Full motion video, FMV. But the only motion part is the beginning. It's not like the 3DO was incapable of this. The Sega CD could do it, and that was before. And if you look at Wing Commander 3, the whole game is full of video. And it's almost like DVD quality. It looks good. And that was the same console. So if that game could do it, why not this one? So they're running through Hollywood, goofing around in front of Grauman's Chinese Theater, Griffith Observatory, and it's like a series of vacation photos. This is horrible. This isn't something you make into a game and put into stores. This is like a weird sort of college experiment. If you even count this as a game, it's probably the worst game I've ever seen in my life. And that's one hell of an accomplishment. This chase scene goes on and on and on, and we get the battle of the narrators intermixed with the whole thing just to stretch it out even longer.
Oh, wait. We just got, we got a comment a while back from Chungking Express, who is apparently on the set of the AVGN movie. In the arcade scene, they didn't quarantine us. I talked to James a bit at the bar. I knew his friend Kevin Finn through a girl I was dating, but that's not why I was able to chill and talk to James. I have pictures from the barcade scene. What, like, how was James in person? Like, was he just like this sweet little meek guy, or was he like hella awkward, or like, give me some mo, man.
What's going on? Why are there lines of bullets? If he's shooting her, shouldn't the bullets be coming from the gun or scattered across her body? Why are they just placed randomly all over the screen? And they put an X on her face to show that she's dead.
I'm back in control now.
Are there dogs applauding? I'm not imagining that, am I? There's dogs clapping. I didn't even know that dogs were fucking watching. So the next thing
shit
that
writes
happens,
itself,
the
bro.
boss,
It's so
whose name is
crazy.
Thresher, by the way, he offers to pay Jane for sex. So after trying to rape her and kill her, now he's offering her money. So for the next...
I don't think James would ever use the word like rape in any of his new scripts for demonetization reasons, and because like I just don't think he wants to go there anymore with it, with the edginess.
5 minutes, John tries to persuade Jane while she negotiates.
Oh yeah, Chungking Express says James was super low-key awkward. Yeah, I saw that coming. Like, what did you guys talk about? Just basic surface level conversation. Hey man, how's it going? Yeah, good. Making the movie. Kind of nervous. I don't know. I can't think of good James dialogue off the top of my head.
Negotiates her price with Thresher.
Your original deal was $5 million for one night, right? So what's $7.5 for 2 nights? I'm giving you a $2.5 million discount.
That's way too rich. 5.5.
I'm not kidding.
Dude, just like looking at his couch scenes. First of all, loving the dark colored couch, and not that hideous, stupid Super Mario blanket that looks like it would be in my aunt's shed. The color grading looks nice, nice vibrant colors, like good color saturation. The lighting looks natural, like it just looks like, you know, a nerd's basement. But yeah, the color grading I like a lot more here than his new shit. And I want to say he was still using the Panasonic HVX, that broadcast camera on this episode, because this was pretty early on, and it adds like a softness. It was probably it was in 480, but I don't know. It feels like if you're gonna do like an episode or do a show talking about old video games, I mean, it makes like 100% sense to use like an old camera that's gonna add some softness to the overall picture, as those old cameras did. The new episodes are so sharp and crisp, which doesn't help James's aging face. And it just, I don't know. I don't love the look of the new episodes. It just looks too like cold, and I don't know, like just filming alone and how it was color graded. I think these old episodes just like looked better to me than the new ones. I don't know.
Goes on for like 5 minutes. It's like 5 million for a day, 7.5 million for a weekend, 5 million, 7 million, 5 million, 20 million for a week. Ah, like stop it! Get to the point.
No way, I ain't no slut. 7.
6.
Later that night. Oh, thank God.
6 and 7/8. How much is that anyway?
What? They're still negotiating? And how is it later that night? It's not night. It's not fucking night. So then John goes into this big emotional speech.
I don't want you for a night. I want you for a lifetime. I've been searching for me.
He doesn't even know her. Trust me, man, I can tell you, it doesn't work out when you date a chick just based off her looks. Been there, done that. Wasted a good 2 months of my life. Yes, it took me 2 months to realize I don't actually like this girl. She just was attractive.
For you.
What's going on? Why are people laughing?
I'm gonna keep that in the script.
It's an outtake?
Oh my God.
They left an outtake?
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna take
Just for a joke?
Okay.
So it's technically not an outtake. It's an intake of an outtake. What the fuck? Why'd they do this? His slip was that he said searching for me instead of searching for you. Was it that funny? So if you have Jane accept Thresher's offer, they just walk away, you get scolded, and then you have to go back to the decision.
Uh-oh, I screw up. Could you
What?
give me another run?
So if you pick the other...
What is up with the random English is my third language speaker there? Not trying to be xenophobic right now, but it I was gonna say it breaks the whole theme of this game, but there really isn't. So yeah, why not have that? You know what? I'm calling this the room of video games right now.
Other choice, she walks away with...
Wait, this isn't a video game. It's just a fucking like Microsoft slideshow. Yeah, it's not a video game.
John. They go out in the parking lot where they originally met. I don't know if to be ironic or just out of convenience.
Well, congratulations.
Now for the final choice. Either I want the Hollywood ending or give me something different. Yeah, you know what? Give me something different. Give me a different fucking game.
This is one of the worst things I have ever seen in my life. On the box, it says plays like a game, but feels like a movie. Well, that's horse shit. It does not play like a game, and it certainly does not feel like a movie. It's a slideshow that verges on being softcore porn. But it isn't that either. It's like some kind of experimental art project. If I just made a bunch of shit and put all kinds of filters on it, that would be the same as this miserable pile of fuck. It would also be the same to go take a shit on a piece of toast on top of a roof while wearing a fish mask singing I'm Too Sexy.
Yeah, those kind of crazy alliterations that he would come up with. It's like doing a fucking blah 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 and the blah blah while doing that. Like, I got tired of those. That was funny at the time, but that shit got old after a while. Well, there you have a vintage AVGN that I actually liked. That still kind of holds up. Overall, I've said this before. Overall, I am kind of tired of this style of internet humor. You know, like those internet personalities where they are. You know, although James was kind of the first one to really do the angry gamer guy. It's something that I've just got because so many people fucking copied it. I mean, there are numerous videos about people there are videos about all the AVGN clones that are out there. So yeah, I mean, it's just been done to death. And I mean, it's nice to watch the source material and be like, yeah, I see why this got popular. But I think for me personally, it, you know, it's still pretty funny, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, all right. At the same time, it's kind of old. All right, next thing we're going to watch is a new movie coming out. It's the trailer for the Angry Video Game Nerd movie. And I thought, when I first saw this trailer back in the day, I was like, oh, dude, they got that green screen that always comes up. The following preview has been approved for your ass by the Angry Video Game Nerd. I'm like, that's so fucking funny, dude. And he's still staying in character, and that's so cool.
You should review E.T. No.
Mortal Ugly Fish. Turn on some hardcore pornography. Hell yeah, brother.
They give the game to one person to design in 5 weeks. That's bullshit.
That's exactly what you say in the video.
I can't even be pissed off and have it mean anything anymore.
It's the worst game, but it's the greatest.
Oh, right. We're watching the trailer that you're in. I'm in the barcade with glasses and a flannel shirt, grabbing someone's arm when the nerd walks in. All right, well, maybe we'll see that. There's another little bimmy face for you there.
Best game story ever told.
I heard that.
Oh, I'm a huge Cooper fan. Oh, black nerd comedy there with a weird looking face. Yeah, Cooper is the legitimate father of James's kids. A lot of people don't know that. When James was out looking for the Rocky Mountain, Cooper was taking care of business back at home, if you know what I mean. That's why he was in the movie. April insisted.
Atari recalled all of the cartridges and buried them somewhere in the middle of the desert because the game was so bad.
I mean, when gamers found out E.T.
Oh yeah, Mandy is cute as fuck. Absolutely.
Was buried in that landfill, it became forever buried in our conscious minds.
I have to save the fans. We're gonna find that landfill and prove that there's nothing under there. Maybe then everybody can forget about this game.
Yeah! How do you like the new Nerdmobile, boys? Yeah?
Great.
Love it?
Out here in the New Mexico desert.
Where we wasted all that fucking money because, you know, it had to be in Los Angeles, so here we are.
Something allegedly happened many years ago.
Yeah, we're talking E.T.
It sounds like they're looking for extraterrestrials.
You know, we're only a couple hours away from Roswell, so...
Oh, yeah, isn't that where the UFO crashed?
Yes, in 1947.
Oh, for the love of Pong, one hoax at a time.
Did he just say for the love of Pong? I never caught that. Wow, what a... That's pretty bad. That's like rising up to the challenge of the Game Boy level shit right there.
After them, McButter, get going! Oh, you listen to me, numbnuts. This'll put a second anus where your head used to be, goddammit.
I was a rising star in the aerodynamics program.
Faster!
Yeah!
No, faster!
Come on, man. Don't break the code. Nerds before birds.
Nerds before birds. Holy shit. Okay, oh, hold on. I think I saw Flannel Guy. Oh, is that you? I think, to the guy to the far left. Wait, no. So some guy in the Chungking Express is apparently in this scene right here. I'm gonna need you to elaborate. Yeah. Oh, so you're in the red there. Okay. Well, this fella to the far left is apparently in the chat, and yeah, that's cool. What'd you think of the movie Chungking Express? That's what I want to know. Yeah, they all kind of have flannel. I'm assuming he's the white guy. He never watched it. He never watched the fucking movie. Fuck that. That's awesome. I don't blame you. I had to watch it out of curiosity, but I watched it the one time, and that was it. You kind of look like McLovin a little bit in this particular screenshot I got going on here. Super bad. Anyway.
Something tells me you're not just some gamer, but the...
Oh, that's, that guy is, his son is the singer for Rex Viper. That's a random thing I just made up that may or may not be true.
You're not just some gamer, but the gamer.
Are you crazy? Do you have any clue where Area 51 even is?
Between Area 50 and 52?
I see now that your greatest weakness is not the hate you have for that game, but the love you have for your fans.
Well, you ever see me play Top Gun? Not a pretty sight.
What the hell are all these fucking boxes doing here?
Oh, I just heard the Wilhelm scream. Yeah, apparently, the assistant that was the big fuck up in this movie, he was supposed to source boxes. Mandy's box would be pretty sweet. But anyway, and he ended up using James Rolfe's like personal boxes that he took when he moved to LA to shoot this movie or whatever, and like James had to like black out he had like his home address on there and shit, which I think is kind of fucking hilarious. Sorry, I'm looking for the next video I want to throw in here. I'll probably do like maybe one more. Let's go to a more shittier fuck. Let's see here. I don't know, what shitty AVGN episode should we watch? I'll let you guys throw in some suggestions.
What the hell is that? Where's my fucking arm?
Speed up, speed down.
Come on, man, haven't you had enough?
The nerd's work is never done.
So what do you think about that, nerd?
Why did they make him such a fucking virgin in this movie? Like, even if a girl touches his hand, he comes automatically, like, or it throws up or whatever the fuck he does. I like to pretend that that's green cum coming out of his penis hand. I don't fucking know. Facial. Bro, Aaron, Mandy, whoever, I'll tell you, either one is fine with me. I would smell either one of their armpits after a long run. Yeah, I think you come out of your mouth. I think that's how it works, right? I don't know anything about sex. I've never had it, so I think that's how it. Oh wait, did anything with slobs? Okay, yeah, let's find a slobbed out AVGN. Guys, that's so damn many movies. It's hard to choose. God, all these games were just so, all these reviews were so just not notable. I'm like looking through them here and I'm like, eh. Oh, I never saw his Fear and Loathing video. I never actually saw that one. That's the one I want to watch that one, because he was going on in his fucking that making of video where he's talking about like, I like doing big episodes. The Fear and Loathing one took like 2 years to make or whatever. And, you know, I was really impressed with how it turned out. And I was sitting there thinking like, I've never fucking seen that episode. So let's fucking watch that, I guess. Or maybe I did see it and it was like, so just not anything worth remembering. I don't know. Chicago, I'm disappointing you with the stuff I say again. I'm sorry, my grandson. It'll be all right, man. Terrible episode. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it is pretty fucking long, but so is my dick. No, I try to make these at least 2 hours. I don't know why, but it just seems like if I'm gonna set all this shit up, I want to get my money's worth out of it. Seems weird to do like a short stream. Speaking of that, I'm gonna have to piss soon. All right, where's it at? On my computer door. Oh, there it is. All right, let's just plug that in.
Thanks.
Oh, he does. Oh no, maybe he is doing an ad. I don't remember if he's doing an ad, if he started the ExpressVPN shit by now or not. Rex Viper. All right, let's see what James is hawking before he actually starts the episode on this one.
Thanks for watching this episode of Angry Video Game Nerd. And today we're going to Las Vegas with no plan and only the chance.
Oh shit! No, he's not hawking any sponsorship or brand deal before the actual episode. Well, I mean that in of itself is kind of an improvement, I would say, right?
Change in our pockets. Sounds like a recipe for disaster, but not as much of a disaster as
oh, never mind. Here comes the advertisement.
Having your unencrypted data being harvested by hackers, governments, and corporations.
Oh, it is ExpressVPN.
That's why I use ExpressVPN. It keeps your private information secure by creating a protective tunnel between.
But you know, at least he tried to tie it into the episode somehow. He's like, yeah, things are gonna get crazy in Las Vegas, but not nearly as crazy as having your unencrypted data harvested by hackers. And now he's just like old man James on his front porch at the beginning of every episode. He doesn't care anymore. He's just like, yeah, hey guys, I know this leftover rental reviews set has no bearing on the episode whatsoever, but here's ExpressVPN where you can watch movies from Norway that you couldn't in America. Oh, except no, you can't actually. Netflix will smack your nuts and be like, turn off your fucking VPN. We're not playing this game with you.
Your devices and the internet. ExpressVPN also takes your connection and reroutes it through another country's server so you can unblock geo-restricted content. Take Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Why has Rex Viper not written a song about how awesome it is watching movies that you can't see in the US because of ExpressVPN? That seems like an obvious choice because obviously you're going to get some kind of a sponsorship for that.
Vegas, for example, it's only available on British Netflix, so switch your location from US to UK and it'll show up. And you can switch between countries all over the world to unlock thousands of movies and shows previously unavailable. ExpressVPN is fast and easy to use, plus at less than $7 a month.
Fuck that. I'm not giving them a free ad read on here. At least not auditorially, I'm not. I don't want to hear his fucking... Does the nerd leave the wedding ring on when he plays the nerd character? I guess we're about to find out, because I'm noticing he's wearing his wedding ring now. I've also never seen the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which I'm sure I should watch, because I love 90s movies, and it's a classic, but I've never gotten around to it.
We were somewhere on the edge of the desert when the shitty games began to take hold.
Oh, I just realized I'm fucking stupid. The music video for Avenged Sevenfold's Bat Country is a take on Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Wow. Just realized that as of 2 seconds ago.
Wow.
Okay, guys, keep in mind that this is in James's mind, this is one of his bigger, if not biggest, super ambitious episodes. Again, I don't remember seeing this episode, so let's just watch out for just how big and high production it is. So far, we have a car behind a green screen. Not all that ambitious as of yet, but it could get better. I see some light at the top of the windshield there, like they're in a garage of some kind. So that kind of kills the effect that they're driving outside. But look at me nitpicking.
This game, man. As your attorney, I'm advising you play Shaq Fu on the Game Boy.
No more of that talk or I'll put the fucking leeches on, you understand? These games are making me lightheaded.
Suddenly, there's a terrible rule.
Okay, I'm the guy in the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I'm assuming he kind of talks like the principal from Beavis and Butthead. Oh, Beavis and Butthead, you little bastards! I would love nothing more than expel you and kick your ass out of the school. Yeah, he's kind of talking like that. It's kind of weird. That was a pretty decent principal from Beavis and Butthead, personally, if I do say so myself.
Or all around us.
And all I can see were bats from Castlevania,
Oh,
bats
you
from
little
Zelda,
bastards!
Ninja Gaiden,
Oh.
Alf, Home Alone, bats in every savage game conceivable by rat bastard psychotics. Bats that camouflage, go up and down, sideways, all swooping and screeching around the car, and a voice was
Dude, literally, I feel like already I need to have seen the movie. I don't understand anything that he's doing right now. I don't get any of this shit.
screaming, holy sweet Jesus, were there goddamn bats in Top Gun?
Did you say something, man?
We had 20 LJN games, 10 or more by Color Dreams. We had 2 sealed copies of Jekyll and Hyde, one of them officially graded. We had over 35 copies of E.T., a Virtual Boy, a Wonder Wizard, a JVC XI, a Dendy Jr., an FM Towns Marty, an Aquarius Mini Expander, and an Amaprod TVG-10. We had all the hellishly intense games with the most grim graphics, the most chicken shit controls, and sounds capable of shaking you right down to the core of your spleen. We had every broken side-scroller, every cryptic where the fuck do you go type of game, and a whole galaxy of multi-fucked bafflers, glitchers, screamers, laughers, and a roll of toilet paper.
You really have to. Oh, there's Pat the NES Punk's book. You really had to have seen the movie to get any of this, because I got nothing. I don't know why. I don't know what he's doing. I don't understand the shtick. I don't understand the gimmick.
Also, Pat Contry's Guide to the SNES Library. The only thing that...
Oh, he even gave Pat a shout out. Wow. Good old Pat getting a shout out. I bought the fucking book, as I've shown you before. Yeah, fucking thing weighs a ton, bro. Yeah, I have it. It's boring as fuck. But I don't know, if the internet ever went out, I guess it's, you know, if ever bombed by an electromagnetic pulse missile and there was just no more internet ever, this might be a decent encyclopedic kind of thing.
What really worried me was the R-Zone games. There is nothing in the world more helpless, irresponsible, and depraved than a man in the depths of an R-Zone binge. And I knew we'd get into that rotten shit pretty soon.
That rotten, that's another Jamesism. Rotten, not rotten, rotten. That rotten shit. I just rewatched your video on Pat last week, dude. I got a lot of like hateful comments on that video. They're like, man, why are you picking on Pat the NES Punk? What has he ever done to you? I wasn't picking on him. I was just saying his shit's mid. That's all I was saying. The whole point of that video was saying how his stuff is. That's it. I wasn't trying to be particularly hateful or mean or spiteful or whatever, but you know, whatever. If I dish it out, I should be able to take it.
Not that we needed all
the
that,
ass.
but once you get stuck playing these foul, wretched abominations, the tendency...
One time, I was walking up a mountain, and I saw a Super Nintendo, but it was rotten.
...is to push it as far as you can.
Move over, you fucking bastard! Your turn to drive.
Fine. You drive too slow, man. We gotta make it to Vegas.
Time for the journal. It all started 24 hours ago. I was in my nerd lair, playing casino video games.
Okay, I literally have like the perfect comparison. This is like if you combine Larry David with the principal from Beavis and Butthead, because now he's kind of got like a Larry David thing going on. And Butthead. I'm gonna see if I can pull this little acrobatic off here. Let me see here. Yeah. Okay, yeah, hold on. I feel like for reference here, and I might screw this whole thing up. I'm being a wizard right now behind the scenes. You guys don't even know what's going on right now. It's like, no, Josh, you've been screen sharing the entire time. We see exactly what you're doing and you're jacking off. Well, fuck. Well, at least you got a free preview then, and you didn't have to subscribe to my OnlyFans. I just have to try to do this here. Hold on. I mean, fuck it at this point, you know, whatever. Let's do this, do that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Look at this, look at that. All right, hold on. All right, so when I talk about the principle of Beavis and Butthead, this is what I'm talking about. McDicker. Hey, Beavis, check it out. Mick Dicker's mad. That's funny. All right, let's see if I can make this.
I'm all done.
Your name? All this time? And that's all you wrote was your name?
Okay. Yeah, I wrote my name too. Yeah, see? Beefeth. Now, wait a minute. Wait, that's all right.
What's wrong with you? I'm not gonna let you ruin everything. You're not gonna rob me of my pension. I can do better without even looking at the questions. A, C, E, B, C. It doesn't even matter.
Principal McVicker cheating? I'm afraid I'm going to have to report this, okay?
Yeah, well, you can't report it because you're fired. It's your fault that they're so damn stupid.
Whoa, he should make friends with his stress. Maybe he'd calm down if he could see a child's behind.
Whoa, he should make friends with his stress. Like literally every character in that room, Mike Judge is doing the voice for. Mr. Van Driesen, the teacher, Principal McVicker, Beavis and Butthead. He's doing all the voices. Oh, you little bastards! Yeah. So anyway, when I keep saying he's doing, James Rolfe is doing the principal from Beavis and Butthead. That's what I'm talking about. Wow, I managed to pull that off and not fuck the other video up. I'm proud of myself.
Vegas Dream on NES and Vegas Stakes on SNES.
Loud as fuck.
Now, am I missing something here? What's the big...
Whoa, look at that, look at that version of James. Dude, that's like the weird, that's like you put young James and old James in like this weird, like these two different capsules, and then it combines to make like this weird hybrid mid-period James. He looks so weird. Like the hair is like, it looks like he's like kind of maybe like dyed it. I don't know if that's lighting. It's very bizarre.
Idea with playing card.
Wait, my question is, why was a sponsor on this show Never Keeps or Hymns or whatever? Whatever the one the wavy web surfer guy does that made his hair fucking grow back. Why was that never a sponsor? I'm so sorry, April.
Games and table games on a video game cartridge when you could play them in real life instead, as long as you're legal age to go to a casino. Now, of course, if you were playing them in a casino, you'd be betting real money.
Okay, Beavis is a lot easier of a voice to do than Butthead. Butthead is a hard, like, you gotta add a lot of subtlety and breathiness when you do Butthead. You kind of have to, I have to start out, like, laughing to even get into it. It's like, I do the, it's like, Beavis, shut up before I kick your ass. But Butthead is just like, he talks like this. It's like not that hard. You just kind of like close your like vocal cords together really tight, and then you're kind of like talking about Beavis. Shut up, Butthead. I'll kick your ass. Beavis, what did you just say to me? Shut up, bunghole. Yeah, so anyway, I have way too much spare time on my hands. That's the point that I'm getting to.
And chances are losing it. But are these games worth the money you'd be losing? Let's check it out.
Yeah, let me see if I can do that. I am the great Cornholio. I need TP for my bunghole.
Vegas Dreams begins with a plane ride? Couldn't the game just start in the casino? Do we need to see how the character
Whoa, Beavis, we're gonna score.
Got there? Does his face have to be shrouded in total darkness like a creepy slasher villain? Did the walls have to be bright neon stripes? Could you imagine sitting on a plane, staring at that? Maybe Vegas Dream is a dream. Or maybe a drug-fueled nightmare. So, you have a choice of blackjack, roulette, slots, and keno. If you're already familiar with how those games are played, there's really not much else to say. The blackjack game is blackjack, and it functions fine on the NES, except the camera moves back and forth. It's nauseating. How hard would it have been to fit both your hand and the dealer's hand on the same screen? There's plenty of extra space. The slot machines are, well, slot machines. You just drop money in, pull the lever, and see what happens. Roulette I find to be the most fun because, as roulette goes, you have a lot more options on which...
Why is he calling it roulette? Can this motherfucker not pronounce anything ever? God, dude, just like, tighten up, James. Roulette, come on. Like, I feel like come on, man. Come on, son. Just don't talk like you spent the... Anyway, I won't say that because then people are ableist. Anyway.
to bet. In general, it does replicate some of that addictive feeling that comes with gambling. It's hard to stop when you have that hunch that the next bet could be the one that wins big.
When you win, this game's kinda cool. But when you lose, it sucks.
In an attempt to make the game a little more interesting, other characters will approach you and you're given a choice how to respond. For example, somebody spills a drink on your jacket and offers to take it to the cleaners. If you say yes, she steals your wallet, which is explained on the news.
Okay, first of all, how much of an idiot would I have to be to leave my wallet?
That's at Millennial Tomb. That's actually a modern day AVN joke. You could very well be on the writing team on Screenwave to do the next, if he was playing a game that involved roulette, you play it with Rolo chocolates instead of chips. What the fuck is that about?
Inside my jacket that I give to a stranger, and second, how slow of a day in the news could it possibly be for that to be on the fucking news?
Well, let's see what 8 more bits has to offer. Vegas Stakes on Super Nintendo is in the same vein.
Nintendo.
It begins with a group of people in a car. I don't really get the point, and all you hear is this strange, ominous car engine. It's rather unsettling. When you arrive in Vegas, you have a choice of which character to bring with you to the casinos. I'm sure there's some reason, but I haven't seen these characters interact very much. Especially Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell. Considering he's a teenager and all, he should probably stay in the hotel room. Anyway, let's talk about the casino games you can play. You can select blackjack, slots, roulette, craps.
Roulette. I refuse to believe that he's this fucking stupid, dude. Like, what is that about? That's not even an accent. That's just you don't know how to say words correctly. And on that note, I'm gonna piss while you guys watch this bullshit.
Poker, or even exit the casino and go to a different one where you can play pretty much the same games, but with different dollar amounts. The graphics are much nicer than the NES version. In roulette, you actually see the wheels spin. In slots, the watermelon actually looks like a watermelon and not a severed crocodile dick. Just like in the NES version, you meet characters who might take your money. Wait a minute, is that Lance Hendrickson? Lance Hendrickson is telling me to bet on red?
Should I trust him? It is Lance Hendrickson. Wow, Lance Hendrickson's an asshole.
Somebody comes up to you and asks if they can hang around you. The options are, sure, why not? Or, beat it, you loser.
Damn. There's no option to dismiss the person politely? Might as well have fuck off, asshole, and witness your loved ones die in hell as their bloody remains get shoved up your ass by Satan as he tears your spine out.
Oh, we got another one. Satan. Not Satan. Satan. Get your balls torn off by Satan. He has difficulty with them T's, doesn't he?
Through your dick while he... Okay, that's enough.
Satan.
I said sure, and then a while later, it says, you felt a bump when the loser walked past you. The loser. Because that's all they are, is a fucking loser. Even the narration is rude. And then, of course, you get robbed.
Everybody pickpockets here, left and right. I mean, don't casinos have security cameras everywhere? Well, because of this lame-ass security, I quit! No, I don't.
When you lose in poker, the winner says, one day I'll write a book on how to become a millionaire. I'll put you in the chapter called Sweet Losers.
Wow! What a fucking asshole!
Wow! What a fucking asshole!
And what's up with Johnny? One minute he looks like a normal guy, and then all of a sudden his face twists into the damn Joker.
Well, that's some freaky shit.
April is James Rolfe's wife. And you, apparently.
Of course, there exist a ton more casino-themed video games. There's all those weird, unlicensed NES games from Panavision, like Hot Slots and Peekaboo Poker, which are nothing more than your regular casino games with occasional nudity thrown in. There's also Casino on Atari. Yeah.
Yeah, that's some Stone Age shit right here.
One of the better ones is Caesar's Palace.
Wait, so this was the episode that James was like, I spent all my kids' childhood making and ignoring my family. I'm seeing a skit at the beginning of the video, and I'm just seeing a normal, shittily color graded nerd episode at this point. And I actually really liked this game growing up, Caesar's Palace on Super Nintendo. It was fun for some reason.
Where you can actually walk around the casino. Yeah, kind of like an overly elaborate menu screen. What do you want to play next? Well, let's just walk.
His most ambitious film. Goddamn right.
Walk on over. In the NES version, you could even go to the bathroom.
Bathroom.
A video game character that needs to go to the bathroom.
Bathroom.
Wow. I mean, it makes sense. Mario's got to be holding in some titanic turds by the time he gets through. But here, finally comes a game that addresses this human bodily function. Otherwise, what am I going to explain about all these games? I mean, what am I going to go into all the rules of blackjack and just get all into it? I'll just sound like...
Why did he do that weird camera angle switch? What was the actual purpose for that? There was literally no purpose. It didn't... It's like if you were interviewing someone, I could see doing that to like change it up. There was no... I know I'm being like really nitpicky right now, but for someone who is like taping his shit and nailing it down to the ground to never be moved to another position again, that was quite a useless camera angle switch.
An instruction manual, so I really don't know how to review these games any further.
Review?
So I'm sorry, I'm just at a loss here.
As your attorney, here's what I think you need to do. In order to...
All right, which slob is that? I don't remember. Is that Tony from Hack the Movies? Or the guy who took a dump in the Aladdin game in the toilet, the top of the toilet? What? I know that's one of the... Oh, that's Tony? Okay, that's what I thought. Is he one of the more liked slobs, from what I understand? Because he's got his own little series that he's got going on.
Review these games properly, you're going to have to get into the right mindset. First, you're going to have to dress the part. Sunglasses, hat, Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, Tony
just
sucks,
like
okay.
Raoul Duke in Hunter S. Thompson's book, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
The book cover, based on the movie starring Johnny Depp. Based on the book.
We're going to arm ourselves to the teeth. Get a convertible, a tape recorder, and all the shitty games to harness that old school nerd anger.
You're right.
Okay, well, I'll ask you this. Is there a liked slob? Is there a slob that people tolerate more than the other slobs? Because for my money, they're all fucking annoying in their own way. Kieran seems like just a pissed off prima donna, even though he probably did go through a lot of bullshit. Obviously, Justin's the classic. No, not really. Yeah, people keep talking. I don't understand the Big Ryan fan thing. I know it's like been a meme in the Slobaverse forever, but I honestly don't understand the Big Ryan fan, which then turned into the Big Frankie fan. I mean, I understood that was a derivation of Big Ryan fan, but like, what did he do to get that slogan? I don't know what you'd call it.
Covering these games in any traditional sense will be absurd. We gotta do it pure nerd journalism.
Damn right. We gotta go to a place where we can see the real casino games, where we can smell the cigarettes and whiskey. We gotta go to Las Vegas.
Ass! The Shaq Fu game is ass, man!
Chill out, man. Play this.
What's this?
Retro Duo Portable. Plays Nintendo and Super Nintendo games on the go.
We can't play this.
He's doing Larry David, like from Curb Your Enthusiasm, like just straight like Larry David attempt.
This is Donkey Kong Country.
Right. Bad games. Here. Take one dose of this.
All right, hold on. We got some enlightenment here. Ryan commented on what people suspected to be an alt account on a Mike and Ryan video saying Big Ryan. Oh, okay. So he was going in there in incognito trying to drum up some organic support for the slobs. Okay, and it backfired in a big way. Gotcha. What do you think Ryan's like? I think he's transitioning. I wonder what his new name is now. because he was wearing like a dress and had long hair last time I saw him in one of the videos there. I'm not making any commentary on that one way or the other. I mean, live your fucking life. I'm just curious as to what it might be.
Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally. I love the Roadrunner cartoons. It looks beautiful, man. Colorful graphics, fast speed action, faithful to the cartoons.
Oh, now he's narrating in that stupid Larry David voice. I have to hear it in better quality in my fucking headphones right now. That sucks.
Even has the coyote falling animation.
Rihanna.
How long do I have before I start flipping out?
It'll be a miracle if you make it much longer.
At first, the game seemed great. You just let that coyote bastard chase you. He will follow. Seems simple, but then the benevolent bullshit reared its ugly head to say, "Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed my name."
What is this shitload of muck?
In only a few minutes, the game changes from a fun...
Alright, let's get a clip of Hunter S. Thompson up here and see what the fuck he sounds like. Hunter S. Thompson intro. Alright, that's a long ass clip, but okay. Hunter S. Thompson says Jimmy Carter is ruthless. Okay. That's a nice lean 3 minutes. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. I just want to get a reference point here, and we're all dicking around on a Saturday night with our cocks out, so might as well just do it. Dick slap some dingers right now. Use his phone call. No. Do his phone call. What are you talking about, his phone call? Grandson, what are you talking about? Are you okay? Chicago! His phone call to JVC was... Are you talking about Hunter S. Thompson? Bimmy Carter. Bimmy Carter. Fucking voice, man. Okay, well then let's do that. Find the fucking phone call. Hunter S. Thompson. And why do you know about that, by the way, dude? Like, I've never even begun to have heard of this, and I've heard of everything. All right, well, we got that on deck here. Let me download that right quick. I feel like this is a fucking like morning zoo radio show now where I'm just pull up that clip. We're gonna laugh at something extreme right now. So we got the Hunter S. Thompson phone call. I've never heard this before. Let's get ready to laugh. All I need is a zany co-host that can be like the straight man or the gay man. Oh man, now I'm saying bad James Rolfe jokes. No, I don't think James Rolfe ever said anything about. I don't think he ever went there, man. All right. Let's see what this fucking phone call is about. Media source. Apparently he's a dissatisfied customer and he's calling JVC, the electronics company. And we're about to hear that. And if I had an assistant, and it'd be cool to take calls on here. All right, here it is. Hold on. Got to make sure I can hear it too. Media source 4. Media source for monitor and output. All right. If you're paying attention to my mumblings, you're also learning how to use OBS software better because I'm verbalizing all the things I'm actually doing. And let's see what this is all about.
Yeah, audio video. Good. I hope it is. This is Hunter Thompson in Woody Creek. You people came up and installed a new DVD a combination tape player. I don't know what the hell brand it is. Can you see the fucking brand? Well, whatever. No, what really the problem is that when JVC, when it was installed, first the machine is no good. It sucks. So I want to get rid of. Machine won't run the jams. But second, I want somebody up here tomorrow to unscramble the goddamn maze they made out of my sound system and my video system. All these goddamn wires coming and going, and I can't get any goddamn thing on anything else. Any other machine. Some asshole came in and scrambled all my wiring, put it in the back. A new TV set I got from you. a goddamn JVC thing. What kind of fools you send out on errands? And I need somebody up here tomorrow, Saturday. And I want this goddamn thing repaired, fixed up, and I want my original system back working the way it did. I don't give a fuck for this horrible, cheap little machine you put in there, this tin can JVC thing. I'll get rid of.
I mean, he's definitely got a weird cadence, very fucking weird cadence. But he doesn't sound like this. Larry David / Principal from Beavis and Butthead. He's got kind of more of a middle of his like mouth kind of thing there, like I want you to get this thing out of here right now. Yeah, it's more like nasally. It's not as deep in the back of the throat like this. Like yeah, it's not. I got an interview I'd like to go ahead and throw up here so we can hear like actual like good audio, because that's like a telephone frequency, which cuts off a lot of the nuance of someone's voice. This is literally what we're doing right now. Like, it went from let's watch the latest episode of AVGN, and now this is what it's turned into. So fuck it, man. Spending my birthday weekend with a bunch of strangers, 'cause that's what I like to do. And anyway, I can't say that. Can't be as edgy as I would normally be. Let's see here. All right. He looks like that fucking pedophile in that Skrillex music video, First of the Year Equinox, which is a badass fucking song.
I think he's one of the 3 meanest men I've ever met. The other 2 were Muhammad Ali and Sonny Barker, the president of Hells Angels. Those 3 men are a whole cut above everybody else I've ever run into in terms of sheer functional meanness.
Sheer functional meanness.
Functional meanness?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, meaning the ability to get from A to either B, C, M, Z, whatever you want. Carter would cut my head off to carry North Dakota. Cut both your legs off to carry a ward in the Bronx. Never apologized for it. He understands the system. That's why he won. That's really all I said. I admired that.
Dude, they all fucking smoked on those 1970s talk shows. I fucking love it. It was just so normalized. Like, it was like, yeah, of course I'm smoking a cigarette. I'm like, what? You know, of course I'm smoking a cigarette. Why else would I be on here? He kind of talks more like this, it seems like. This seems kind of more like, I can't quite get the tone yet. I'd have to work on that voice for a while, but it seems like he's kind of talking like this. It's not like this, where he's like, shitty games. Oh, shit little fuck. Oh, so sorry, April. It's kind of more like this, it seems like.
A person who played the game as well as he did, and in a sort of Magnolia shade that he'd played it in for a while. He was perceived as sort of a southern...
Yeah, James sounds nothing like Hunter S. Thompson. Okay, anyway, got that out of the way. Whatever. Fuck it. What are people saying? Bimmy's hairline is doing an impression of Hunter S. Thompson's hairline. Yes, it's true. I feel like an idiot because it didn't occur to me until just now. Hunter Gathers from Venture Brothers was supposed to be a parody of Hunter. I don't know what that means. James has a RoboCop hairline. Fill in the blank. He said, I am. I don't know what that means. I'm so sorry, April. Oh, now the chat's turning against you, April. You should have never said nothing about us not being fun.
Fast-paced speedrunner to a slippery platformer, and where the fuck do you go?
Oh my god, after hearing the Hunter S. Thompson one and hearing the Bimmy one, it's like, oh god, that is so off.
Game. Your speed is either fully running or standing still. 2-gear diarrhea. You must repeatedly tap the D-pad to maintain a medium, non-hazardous speed.
I just want to run. I'm the fucking road.
Everyone in the chat just say, I'm so sorry, April, to April La Liberté. La Liberté.
Runner, goddammit! Why are there all these platforms in the desert anyway? These controls are shattered, man. You must move as slowly as possible. Oh, fuck, man. I need the momentum to get up the hill. Sweet Jesus! Go back! Get up there! Hop up! Like a bunny! I'm stuck in a valley. Come on. What the fuck? This drags the anal sauce to the back of the brain.
This was like the big episode, man. Like what the? I feel like I'm fucking Kevin Smith. Right? This was Frankie does a really good Kevin Smith impersonation. Like this was a big fucking episode. Like seriously, like what the fuck? Like the Earthbound one was way fucking more involved. Way more involved than this.
Let's give that boy a lift.
Okay, that was stock. That was footage from the movie.
Hey, thanks
I
for the ride.
I haven't seen. I'm just assuming.
You sure about this? I am playing Roadrunners Death Valley Rally. Is that up your alley?
I'm just admiring the shape of your skull.
Okay.
Well, get in.
Oh, that needs to be fucking screenshot. I'm gonna get another beer. That's what I'm gonna fucking do. I'm gonna get another beer. You guys can watch this bullshit on your own.
How long could we maintain, I wondered, before one of us starts raving at this poor guy about lousy game mechanics, bats, and Medusa heads coming down the car? No point. The poor bastard will see him soon enough. You want to play a Tiger Electronic handheld game?
No.
How about a Gamecom?
Huh?
Never mind. Now listen. This is an extremely dangerous assignment. You know the Roadrunner, right?
Sure.
He runs fast. That's his thing. But not in this game. Instead, you have to bounce on trampolines to make it to the ledge. And one bounce is never enough. How can you make a game based on a character?
All right, now I gotta get a Larry David clip, so you can get a reference point. Was Larry David? Who did Primetime Glick? Oh, Martin Short. Martin Short. Yeah. All right, let's see if we can clip that out. All right, this is the clip. Yeah. So not only will you hear how Larry David sounds, you'll hear Martin Short kind of doing an impersonation of Larry David. And you'll kind of see where I'm getting at here, where I keep saying he sounds like a comment. Yep, I'm going this far to do all this shit because I got fuck all to do tonight. So, I mean, I could be working on the Rex Viper thing right now, honestly, but that requires mental stuff. I'm gonna need to put water in Chicago's bowl here in a little bit, so this won't last forever, but we're hanging out right now, right? Okay, let's see here. There it is. Okay. All right. I'm talking about saggy tits. Media source, fucking advanced audio properties. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, my grandson. All right, so this is from Curb Your Enthusiasm. This is when Larry David meets up with Martin Short, and you'll hear how Larry David talks. Anyway, just shut up and play a clip.
Guess they'll get me out of the doghouse.
This is hard to find.
Can you smell it? Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one that wanted to go. That's
that is literally James Rolfe is doing Larry David.
Yeah. I just hope it does the trick.
You know, Paul and I spent the whole weekend in Palm Springs. It was really a disruption.
Yeah.
To pack up and leave like that.
Sorry there wasn't an attack.
Well, Larry, I mean, I know that you had the best of intentions, but my God, it was a huge inconvenience for us.
I was just trying to save your life.
Yes, I know, and we drove...
This was a funny episode. I know it's taken out of context here, but Larry David informs them that there's a terrorist attack. Anyway, and a terrorist attack didn't happen, and now she's all... Anyway.
For 3 hours to the desert with the dog and the cats.
Oh.
4 Seasons was booked. We ended up staying at a Super 8 motel. It was awful.
I'm sorry I mentioned anything. I try to be a nice
No,
guy.
no,
I'm
no,
trying
no,
to
no.
help you save your life, and
Larry,
then you have a terrible weekend on
Larry, no. I understand. I
It'd
know.
be nice if there was a small explosion, something where nobody got hurt, a little firecracker or something.
What happened with you guys? How did the NRDC thing go?
Not too good.
What happened?
Not too good.
Nobody showed up.
Why not?
everybody heard about the terrorist attack and left town.
Oh my.
Let me fast forward.
Larry!
Oh wait, huh?
Hey, it's Martin Short.
Larry!
I know him.
Larry!
Buddy!
Buddy!
Larry! Oh my.
Okay, this upcoming scene, it also helps if you're old like me and you saw that short-lived Comedy Central show Primetime Glick with Martin Short, where he plays the fat guy and he talks like this and then he goes really low and he would interview people and he would be like, would you like a jujube? I hear they're delicious. That fucking weird show.
God, Larry, how are you? Good, how you doing? I'm good. How are you? Good. How's your show doing? On the Comedy Central, you do that big fat guy?
Primetime Glick, yes, yeah.
Glick? How do you do that voice? How does that? I try and do it at home.
It's ranges that go high and then go very low.
Ranges that go high and then go very low.
No, but you're not going low. You're low. No.
High. Very high.
Very high.
No, that sounds like, oh, Miss Piggy.
No, it's not that at all.
Okay.
It's much more, not to pat myself on the back, much more original.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, Larry David. Oh my goodness, Larry David. How wonderful to see you. How wonderful to see you.
So you have that kind of, that flat New York thing.
But then let me.
That flat New... He actually did Larry David pretty good just then. But Martin Short's really talented, so of course.
Try one more time. And then and then be standing in the middle.
What's going on? No, now you've had a stroke. You see, no, you don't want to play a stroke victim.
Yeah.
Because that's,
Oh, Jesus. You know what? What?
Anyway, that's my Larry David reference point for people who don't know who the fuck Larry David is and what he sounds like. I'm going to great fucking lengths to like just discredit James Rolfe's abilities at taking on a different voice other than his own weird Mountain Super Nintendo voice.
Who runs when all you do is bounce on trampolines and hop on platforms.
Imagine if Sonic never had the chance to run. These dingbat game designers are abusing a beloved character and humping the American dream. Do you understand me?
Thank you, grandson.
He said he understood, but I could tell he didn't.
Is he okay to drive?
Never mind him. Now pay attention.
If you touch a bush, it hurts you, but you can run through a cactus unharmed. Explain that to me. God almighty. No!
It's only the beginning of the game. Why is it so goddamn difficult?
Where do I go? I guess down there. It takes a leap of faith, man. Fuck! Those heartless swines give you only 3 lives? No continues? Those gutless bastards!
Fuck this savage piece of engineering!
Bye, Ashtray Decay. Bye. Love you, miss you, kiss you.
Hey, man, you scared off Spider-Man.
Holy shit! That was Spider-Man?
That scene where they just showed the LJN billboard looked like something straight out of like the AVGN movie. Like whatever filming techniques he used on that, he definitely used for that shot just then. Yeah, exactly. It's the only production value so far that I've seen.
Whoa. They fixed this place up pretty good after that monster attacked.
Oh, guys, look, it's Death Muaf 6! It's Death Muaf 6! A joke that's only funny to James Rolfe!
You actually saw that thing. Why don't you talk about it more?
No, don't, please. Please do not.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Oh, he's mugging for the camera. A little wink and nod. Remember that movie that I made that nobody liked? I know a lot of people in Hollywood.
The effects of the games were kicking in, making us behave like the guy in Dark Castle. Total loss of basic motor skills, blurred vision. You watch yourself behave.
Yeah, this whole thing just sucks. Like, this sucks. And I don't like watching it, but I'm going to. but just know that I think it sucks.
Behave in this manner, but can't control it, like the LJN Rollin' Rocker. Menacing vibrations were all around us. We were heading into trouble, pushing our luck. And I knew we were gonna ride this torpedo turd to a place where the buffalo shit runs.
We forgot! We gotta play casino games!
Oh, right.
Man, that acting is impeccable. We forgot! We gotta play casino games!
Let's try Caesar's Palace. The 16-bit graphics take it a step further than its 8-bit predecessor. I feel more now like I'm actually walking in a casino. This must be what it's like in Caesar's Palace. It's the closest you can get.
First of all, I always loved the walk cycle of that guy in Caesar's Palace, because he's like kind of like sticking his gut out. Like, this dude is just kind of like this drunk, like fucking degenerate gambler who's like, he's basically Nick Cage in Leaving Las Vegas. He's just this degenerate, like that. The walk cycle, I always, even as a kid, like I noticed that the walk cycle was so just guy who's been beaten down by the world. Like they maybe it was like a slight subliminal to not get into gambling. I don't understand how that becomes an addiction, because I've never really done it, but like that is the weirdest of addictions to me, gambling. I obviously understand alcohol addiction, clearly, but a gambling addiction, that's a weird one, man. And that shit, you lose your house and shit. It's weird.
Or you could just go to Caesar's Palace.
I would say reviewing a sports game or a casino game would be bottom of the barrel boring to watch.
As we observed the various casinos, horrible realities began to dawn on us. Casinos are like video games. They're designed like labyrinths,
Well, now he's Larry
such
David
as
again.
Mylon's secret castle, with no clear exit. Those gutless bastards.
How many like old episodes has he like referenced at this point? You know, it's like how many old references to like his classic era can he pack into one fucking episode?
Want you to stay, to keep spending your money. They lure you in with bright lights, pretty graphics, like Roadrunner. It looks nice. You get entranced, and once you're in, you're stuck, with no clocks or windows to the outside world. You're teased with near wins and games designed to give you the illusion of control.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. His Polybius episode should have been more of the AVGN movie than what the AVGN movie was. At least that's like a horror. He loves horror, obviously. So like that would have been more in line with what he actually likes. He never talked about, he never made films like an AVGN film. That was like out of his fucking wheelhouse. But the Polybius episode was like, it was kind of cheesy or whatever, but like it at least felt like, I don't know, I feel like he like had some halfway decent acting in there, and there was like a jump scare at the end. It just seemed more like, yes, this seems like shit that he actually wants to do. And then we just got the AVGN movie instead.
Patrons are the same as video game nerds. You either waste your money on the slots and tables, or a shitty video game. In the retro age, we had no internet to tell us if a game was bad. It was all a gamble, with higher odds to the house. Take for instance those heartless swines at LJN, the big, proud, golden nugget of shit. You place your bets on Jaws, Friday the 13th, and...
Oh, really? Is he doing... Oh, this is pretty cheesy. One might say that Polybius was an unofficial mini-movie because it felt like a short film project. Yeah, I mean, I would consider it that. Random question, I'll answer it. Do you hate H3? No, I don't hate Ethan Klein. I don't fucking know him. He seems like a cool guy, but I do not like his content anymore. I did like his content. I thought it was smart and humble and funny, and now he's just become this like fucking... this fat cat of the YouTube hierarchy who can have a personal meeting with the YouTube CEO whenever he fucking wants. So now I don't like what he puts off, but whatever.
Back to the Future, but chances were you'd roll craps. Was it possible that we've gone to such excess that I couldn't look at any game without seeing an introspective nightmare?
Oh, he's horrible. H3 is horrible at podcasting. When he was doing the whole Keemstar content nuke and nuclear winter and all that shit, that was pretty funny. The thumbnails were funny. I don't know. The whole thing was pretty funny. See, when he did like edited videos that involved actual effort, they were good. But then he just saw the brand deals. He saw the money, man. He went for the bag over artistic creativity. And that's when I think everyone kind of just turned on Ethan Klein. And I don't even know that shit with Trisha Paytas or whatever her fucking name is. The Frenemies podcast. At that point, I was like, man, I'm so glad I jumped off that boat when I did, because I had zero fucking interest in any of that crap that he was doing. Yeah, I did make an H3 video a long time ago, the Bill Burr H3. That was like my first. Now, it wasn't my first big video, but it was like my second like really big video. I think it's almost at like 500,000 views at this point. I feel like Sunny V2 has sourced footage from that. I think that video, I was one of the first people to put out that interview was awkward as fuck, and I think I hate saying shit like this because it sounds like super conceited, but like I think because my video has had a lot of views for many years now, and I think it inspired a lot of people to do their own versions of that interview that he did with Bill Burr the first time around.
Oh, young baby whatever. I'm mad right now. Handle the responsibility of caring for me.
Oh no, Bill Burr was being a complete dildo to Ethan the first interview. Absolutely. Bill Burr, I'll put it this way. If Bill Burr was talking to Joe Rogan, now this isn't really a fair comparison because Bill Burr personally knows Joe Rogan and is friends with him. Bill Burr was a dick to not only Ethan, but also Theo Von. I'm not a fan of Theo Von at all, but and in all fairness, Theo Von was asking some really stupid questions to Bill. He's like, do you own a gun? Do you keep a gun in your helicopter? And Bill's like, what are you fucking talking about? And yeah, I'm sitting there like, yeah, why are you asking such a stupid fucking question? And then, of course, Theo Von's like, oh, shucks, y'all, I'm just a dumb hillbilly. I don't know no better. Yeah, Theo Von gets on my fucking nerves. But no, he was being a dick to Ethan. But yeah, and then Ethan got nervous. So Ethan started asking more weirder questions. And Bill was being like needlessly effusive about the how many kids do you have, or no, how many siblings do you have, and Bill wouldn't even answer that question because he thought that some weirdo on the internet was going to like go after him or use that information somehow against him. It's like, dude, you can at least even Ethan was like, dude, you can at least say the number. Like, God, stop being so fucking weird. But like, I knew when I watched that podcast, I was like, dude, you got a guy from the old school generation of comedy, and then you got internet funny guy Ethan Klein. These personalities are not gonna fucking mix at all, and they didn't.
Surrounded by semen, and somebody was giving booze to these goddamn things.
Is he just gonna do a bunch of references to his old videos that he did like years ago in this video?
We were stuck in a vortex, playing whacked-out games. And there was no telling how deep into degeneracy filth we would go.
I don't get it.
I think if I interviewed Bill Burr, I'd ask him, like, dude, what's your fucking problem with Neil Peart? He's an amazing drummer. I get that John Bonham kind of had more feel, and Neil Peart was like a human metronome, but like to like talk badly about Neil Peart, who's like one of the best drummers of all time, I would get into music shit with Bill, because of course I would. I mean, I'm wearing a fucking Rush shirt. I didn't like Bill's takes on Neil Peart at all.
What is Pac-Kong? Is it Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, King Kong, or Transformers?
You gotta be crazy on acid to think that thing looks like a Transformer.
Well, it's none of the above. Just a generic ladder platformer.
You know, I would give Alex Van Halen some flowers if he could actually play the intro to Hot for Teacher on drums, but he fucking can't. That was some weird studio trickery that they mishmashed together. He never played that intro live. where it sounds like a motorcycle starting up, you know, like that's a really complicated double bass swing groove involving like a floor tom. And I've never heard anyone really truly pull it off. It's got to be some kind of composite from the studio. It sounds bad as fuck, but yeah, I don't think Alex is that great. I saw Van Halen in 2004 when Sammy Hagar was with them for some reunion thing, and Alex did a drum solo, and I was very much into drumming at the time, and I'm sitting there listening to the solo live at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Jacksonville, and I'm just like, bro, I can play literally everything he's playing right now. He just did a bunch of like double bass and like just a lot of like I don't know if you can hear that. Just doing like a double stroke on the snare tom, and then following up with like a double stroke on the double bass, and it sounds like a lot of drums are being played, but it's kind of like anyway, it's like doing like a triplet fill or something. Yeah, he's not that great of a drummer. I mean, he was good for Van Halen, but you know, Eddie was the star. Everyone knows that. And Eddie didn't even do that great of a guitar solo that night. He had this whole portion of the concert where he did a guitar solo, and he was just doing a bunch of these like volume swells, like a crescendo swells and shit. And I think at one point he probably did Eruption, but like, I don't know. I was just kind of, at that point in my life, I didn't really consider 80s guitar wanking all that impressive. Now I think Eruption is a great solo, but at the time I was kind of a snotty little brat.
This isn't what I need, man.
Right. As your attorney, I'm advising you to try LSD. Or the PlayStation.
Oh, this video sucks. God, I hate it.
It was only ever released in Japan because nobody else could handle it. This game, I warn you, is like one of God's high...
This is my biggest question. Why is 104 people still watching this stream?
Our prototypes.
I know the way to kill this stream dead in its tracks is to put on my new music video for magazine.
A mutant of some kind, never even considered for mass production. So only play a little bit of it, okay?
At first, it seemed like nothing.
No, Chicago, only
you just walk around aimlessly in 3D environments. But then, it kicked in.
I mean, I'm getting there on the drunk part.
It was a fantastic spectacle. It was the type of game that short-circuits your brain and grounds it for the longest time possible. Have we deteriorated to the level of dumb beasts? Old elephants limp off to the hills to die. Gamers go to Jekyll and Hyde, but to play something...
Well, we got a super chat, $5 from Australian dollars, I guess. Go Flamingo, what's happening, man? Happy Saturday. General feelings/rules towards going ass to mouth. You know, if you are, I feel like Dr. Phil right now. If you are in the situation when you're with a girl and you're eating her asshole, I mean, if you're that in the heat of the moment, that's eating ass is not something you just. It's not like you start making out, then you start fingering the girl, and then the very next thing you do is start eating her asshole. That's something you kind of do when you've gotten home from the bar. You're just kind of like fuck it at that point, and you're just kind of like tearing each other's clothes off and ravishing each other, and that's when you eat the asshole. And at that point, you know, everyone in that situation is usually so drunk that they don't give a fuck. And girl, I can say, because I'm a guy and I have an asshole. Girl ass in general, I will say is generally way cleaner than guy asshole. Though I've never eaten a guy asshole, I own one, and it just, I can never get that thing to not smell like butthole. No matter how much you know, bars of soap I shove up there, it just always kind of smells like an asshole. But I don't know. Girls just have an easier go of it. I don't know. Maybe it's anyway. This is turning into a Howard Stern show. Well, old Howard Stern, not new Howard Stern. He would never talk about any of this now because he's like super woke. But does Dancing with Ghosts lift? I used to, not anymore. I'm very weak. You could totally take me in a fight. Maybe, I don't know. Depends on how tall you are.
Like this defies all reason.
You play too much, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely no context moment.
You play too much.
Don't you come fucking near me!
It's a game that only attracts a very specific breed. There's no goal
I learned from Clerks 2, you never go ass to mouth. Don't be a pussy.
except to walk around and explore for hours. Then occasionally, a full motion video plays. A kid eating? It's a game too weird to exist, but too rare to die. And certainly impossible to review. Because there's absolutely nothing to explain. The game crept up my spine like the first rising vibe of an acid frenzy. My medulla closed itself off from the signals it was getting from the frontal lobes, as the middle brain was desperately trying to put a different interpretation of the scene before me.
Let me try.
Oh, shit!
This video officially sucks. I think I might have seen it, but yeah, I mean, it's just like boring. It's not funny. I know James was probably like super proud of this. And yeah, it would have taken like some time for sure with all the green screens that were used and all that, but like, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to be like a negative cunt all the time towards James Rolfe, but just the things that he says doesn't really square up with like making videos like this. Like it should, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it is just stupid. It's like...
Room service.
Agreed, Tony was way overused in this, for sure.
What, you think they're gonna lock us up for playing LSD?
Lock us up? No, don't kill us, man. Just like a narc. Drug dealers and junkies get no fair trial. The cops just murder you on the spot.
Who smokes the blunts? We smoke the blunts. Rolling blunts and smoking.
All right, guys, what song is this the beat to? Can you feel that? Oh, shit. Can you guess that beat? Hey, we got it.
Make my day.
Down with the sickness for the win.
It's all a trick.
MW said it first.
You're a fucking narcotics agent, I knew it.
Get a grip, man.
Fuck you, you fucking pig fucker.
Get a grip.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can do another. I'm gonna see if I can do another chair beat. I'm gonna have you guess the beat too. All right, let's. This will clear out the chat. Yep. Gromit got it. 9 Inch Nails, March of the Pigs.
When I came to, there was evidence in this room of excessive consumption of almost
Step
every
right up!
rotten video game
March!
known to civilized
Piss!
humans since 1972 AD. These were not the hoofprints of your normal video game addict. This was that of a world-class shit-seeker. What have we degraded to?
But doesn't it make you feel better? The pigs have won. I'd rather listen. I rather like watch 9 Inch Nails concert right now.
Had I come to Vegas to work on a review, or to reflect
I agree.
on
It
the
is more
doom-struck era
fun
when an
too.
eager gaming culture thought anything with robots, ninjas,
Did you
and
just drop the
dinosaurs
N-word?
guaranteed happiness at $50 a hit. That retro age was a special time to be a part of. No.
All right, let me see if I can conjure this one up. See if this works. All right, chair beat. Anyone got the groove yet? Shit. Yep, Chase Deckard got it. My name is Mud. Got it.
Words can touch that sense of knowing that you were there and alive. When any game based on Batman, The Simpsons, or Ninja Turtles had to be awesome. There was a fantastic universal sense that we were riding the crest of a high and beautiful pop culture neon wave. And now you can stand at the top of a steep hill.
All right, here we go. Lord Taco for the win.
Of the modern decade and look to the past. And with the right kind of eyes, you can see that place where the wave broke and rolled back, leaving behind a failed generation of shit seekers. But
now let's see if I can pull this one off. I know the pieces fit, 'cause I watched them fall away. Smoldering. That was a little bit harder on the chair thing. Oh yeah, I don't care anymore. Wait. Dun, 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 dun. Well, you can tell all the friends I'm a done disgrace. It's hard to drum and sing at the same time, but anyway, tried my versuchen meine Bestes.
now look to the light at the end of the tunnel.
No, I was hoping you could hear the little triplet, the yeah. Stupid time signatures.
There is only one road back to the past. Interstate shitty. Just a flat.
All right, this is a reach here. Let's see if I can do it. This is one from the 80s. Hold on, I got it. No, I can't do it on this chair. It's I'm trying to do the groove from Rosanna by Toto. Those ghost notes are hard to do on a computer chair. Yeah, too hard. Too hard for me.
Flat out high-speed burn over dead skunks and road turds. Then onto the disenchanted freeway, straight into frantic oblivion. Safety, obscurity. Just another nerd in the nerd kingdom.
Okay, another 80s one. An artist that I really like. Let's see if we can get this one here. Bam, bam, dun dun bam, bam, dun 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 dun. I know something about opening windows and doors. I know how to quietly creep up grass, creepy wooden floors. Dun, 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 dun. Slipping the clippers through the... Oh, Taco got it. Peter Gabriel, Intruder. Yep. It was Peter Gabriel, Intruder. With the drum beat that was played by Monsieur Phil Collins on that record. For free, by the way. Phil played the drums on that record for free to help out his buddy Pete. Not all the drums, but he definitely did the Intruder beat. And that's where they came up with that gated reverb sound that Phil used on all his songs, which all the other artists at the time heard and they said, hey, I like that gated reverb. And so, like, literally, they created something that everyone in the 80s used from just experimenting. That's why those guys are fucking awesome. It's surprisingly limiting the amount of drum beats you can do on a office chair. I know if I was more talented, I could probably do better ones. What the fuck? All right, what is this shit?
And I howled as I felt my goddamn shame. But it's all shit now. In fact, it's all ass. But it's all shit. It's fucking jack shit. It's just ass.
Oh, well. That all sucked. I have to piss really bad. And yeah, overall it was a lot of fun, as usual. I was not disappointed by this at all. So, hope you guys had fun. Probably gonna get off here now and rock a wicked piss. And, I don't know, work on other shit. Maybe the Rex Viper script or something. But, yeah, anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. And have a good rest of your night.